Sports Encyclopedia. U.S. Steve Kim. Got Trent in the cut.
What are you?
He's the best.
Yeah.
He's a master motivator.
I'm a master motivator. I ain't no regular ass motivator. I'm a fucking master.
Coaches tried to make practice so hard that the game was less intrusive. Like they coached you that way. Like people think, well, they were just yelling. No, they were trying to put you under stress and put you in under duress so that when you got in the game, you could mentally handle adversity.
If you go through JUCO and you make it out of JUCO, you can make it anywhere.
I respect the hell out of you to see that you're doing what you're doing and still doing what you're doing for real, the way you do it, man. From day one, you had the same enthusiasm. You keep the same enthusiasm, and it's fucking contagious.
In my opinion, I think Shedeur Sanders is the best deep ball in college football. I don't think
Can you just say something nice about Shedeur Sanders?
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
And I proudly stand up next to you all. God bless America.
You said belt to ass, T-Red. You got the belt around you. Coach JB Show.
What up, man? We are in the building. It is a truth-telling Thursday, the day after the day, New Year's Day, that is. We are here all week long giving you the realest content because Smitty is a content creator, and I want to make sure that we do content for him and all his followers. So make sure you follow us today right here because we are the greatest content creators on planet Earth. It's the real Coach JB. Big Smitty joining us right here in a second. Skattebo is the real Heisman Trophy winner, and that's how a white boy runs the rock. We're going to talk about that here in a minute. Yeah, you saw that shit. But we got a loaded lineup today for you guys, man. So pound that like, subscribe, become a member. This is the realest show powered by BetUS. So head on over to BetUS today. Use the promo code CoachJB. Now let's get this thing started. Should Skattebo have been invited to New York? That's the question. Should Skattebo have been invited to New York? He has been He has been as influential as anyone to his team this year and showed up on the biggest stage to carry his team back into a game versus a much superior opponent. He willed his team back. He ran it. He caught it. He threw it. And he amassed for over 240 yards total, plus another 49 yards passing. So almost 300 yards that he was part of versus Texas. At the very least, he was fun to watch this year. And it will be interesting to see him moving forward. ASU played their asses off for a coach who I know personally for a long time, who seems to, they seem to all be in with him together on this one. They seem to be all in for it with Coach Kenny Dillingham. This is great to watch during an era that is full of NIL, money, chasing a bag, turning down competition to transfer to somewhere else. I love to see what Kenny has done there in Tempe. But let's make no mistake about it. This game was dominated for 3 quarters by Texas, who once again almost shit down their leg. And Sark has to learn to put teams away if he wants to hoist the trophy over his head one day. Georgia, twice. This game last night against ASU, and so many others during his tenure and his career. Killer instincts must kick in during the playoffs, and Sark needs to figure that out to become elite. Playoff committee, let me talk to you real quick and address you. Every team that has had a bye has lost. Let that sink in. Stop. This was the dumbest format that we could ever have, and could have a Final Four that have 0 number 1 seeds in it. Make it make sense. Rank them accordingly. Stop the bye weeks and don't allow teams to play in the first round that have already played. No excuse for Oregon. They got mollywopped, but they got hammered in the polls as well. They deserve better than Ohio State after a bye. Makes no sense. Meanwhile, Penn State is loving life, laughing at Oregon after playing SMU and Boise. Make it make sense. But what do I know? What I do know is my main man, Big Smitty, Far East Sider 317, LeBron Hairline Having, Lamar Jackson Lovin', AR5 Defending, and Caitlin Clark Jockin, Fox Sports' very own Big Smitty joins us right out the gate.
Yeah, got my beat on, got my beat going. What's going on, y'all? Man, it's Thursday, man. We had an amazing college football day yesterday, man. We got my main man, High Stakes Takes in here. We got Jay Round, Brian Case from Michigan, J Biz, Briggs, TX2 Nasty, and the Atlantean. JB, man, what's going on with you?
What up, man? I don't agree. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't amazing because if it was amazing,
we both came on the show and predicted it was going to be a blowout in game one. We both did. And they completely said, hold my beer. Double overtime in a playoff game?
I'm just correct. You said a day. Well, one game was a blowout. It wasn't a good game. This game was good for one quarter. I don't believe that's a good college football day.
It was phenomenal. You didn't watch the game. It was phenomenal. Even though Texas was in control, the whole time, man, ASU was just hanging around, though. They were hanging around, and then that's when they took off crazy.
24-3 after 3 quarters is not a hanging around. Then they scored
it got bad. It got to 24-8.
17-5, homie. 17-5, and then they kick a field goal at 17-8.
It's college football, homie. 17-5 ain't crazy in college football. You know that.
I get it, but I'm saying don't say it was a great day. The day was shitty. As long as we've been seeing horrible college football.
They built to ass on Oregon, which we did not expect. We had it flipped. We thought the first game would be a blowout, second game would be great. But the reason why I wasn't pissed about the Rose Bowl is because even though it was a blowout, it was still like exciting though. Like Ohio State was like on fire. Like Jeremiah Smith went crazy. Will Howard, who a lot of people had questions about, was balling. The running back was balling. Like there's different types of blowouts. There's some games where like a team might win, let's call it 28-0, where they score one time each quarter. Other team doesn't do anything. It's kind of like a boring blowout. This was a blowout, but it was like fireworks and great catches and big time run. It was explosive. So it was like, damn, it was like every moment you had to keep your eyes on the game because you didn't know what big play was going to happen. An interception here, like, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I said it was a great football day. And man, I'm excited. I'm excited from what I'm seeing. I like what I'm seeing. I know we're gonna dive into this a little bit more, but I just want to, I want to retaliate, go back to what you started the show off with. So, yeah,
I thought it was a shitty day, and it's horrible football. It is what it is. I'm gonna be the pessimistic. All I want, Kung Fu, whatever the fuck your name is in the chat. Yeah, I am, because I know my eyes work. They work. They old, but the motherfuckers still work. I know what good football is. But I know this. That's how a white boy runs a rock. God damn.
Yeah, bad boy.
Smitty texted me. So all you people out there that think Smitty would say Skattebo would be the Heisman if he was black, you need to understand Smitty keeps it 1,000% all the time with his takes.
Mm-hmm.
And you guys don't understand what he is like in real life. And I'm just defending Smitty on this one because you guys have no clue. A lot of you in the chat who call him this and that and this and that. He texted me yesterday and said, this is a guy that should have gotten more consideration than Genty. This guy is who shows up in the biggest games on the biggest stage. He was like vouching for Skattebo. And we get into an argument, and I said, stop it. I'm defending Genty. He's defending Skattebo. That's just fact. So you guys need to shut the fuck up when you don't know what you're discussing or talking about. We got into an argument because I said my eyes work. Arizona State has a much better roster than Boise State, number one. And it clearly shows that as they're competitive in a game late in the game against a Texas. Boise has no roster whatsoever to surround Genty. So Bailey and I, two white, defended Genty, and Smitty was actually Skattebo's corner. Just so everyone's clear, I want to be sure that we're the realest show on planet Earth, and I want to let everybody know out there, because I see the chat, or I don't see the chat already going crazy, but I already heard, and I can already tell, if Skattebo was black, he would be Smitty's favorite player. No, he's actually not. He doesn't even like Genty. Smitty doesn't like black folks playing football. So, anyway, Smitty, I just wanted to clarify that.
Listen, Skattebo's a bad boy. I keep it real. I like great football players. And obviously, JB's being silly. I like Genty. I think Genty's going to be a decent running back in the NFL level. I'm just saying that game last night was an example of an inferior team who has a superior player.
Your mic's out, homie. Your mic's gone. Mic keeps going out. Is that me, baby, or him? It's him. There you go.
I ain't doing nothing. I don't know what I'm doing.
He's back now.
I ain't even doing that. I ain't even touching the mic. I'm laid back here with
I think this Peter guy did something. He hacked your shit.
Peter?
Well,
we gotta watch Peter again. But nice.
This guy right here.
Remember when Smitty was quitting? LOL. Peter Greer Gress.
He said we're the fakest show on planet Earth.
Okay. What are your thoughts to that?
He's a fucking Hamas. I don't talk about Hamases.
But yeah, so man, Skattebo's a bad boy, man. I mean, he threw a touchdown, ran for multiple touchdowns. Like, he did everything he had to do to make sure to bring that team back and get them a chance to win. And they were this close to doing it, you know what I'm saying? To the point where I think he said the first time in 26 years, he won MVP of the bowl game. They had to come to him like after, during his little presser, brought him the trophy. And I think he said it's the first time in 26 years that the loser or person on the losing team, won MVP of the game. So it's a testament to his greatness. And again, comparison is a thief of joy. Situations are different. ASU has a better overall roster than Boise, to your point. But at the same time, we both went into this game saying Arizona State's about to get their ass beat. And yeah, they were down big at a certain point in time. But at the end of the day, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. So at the end of the day, they went to double overtime and they did not get their ass beat. So my point of saying that is the reason why we both said they would get their ass beat is because his roster isn't that good. It might be better than Boise, but let's not go out here and act like ASU is Ohio State or Oregon now. Like, no, they're not. They're still not all that good either. Let's keep it all the way 1,000. So the fact that they went to double overtime is solely because of this man right here. Look at the stat line right here. This is ridiculous. He did everything on that field. And to go out there and lose is tough, but he definitely helped his draft case and draft stats, in my opinion, by going out there and playing so big in the game like this. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to him. He kind of reminds me of what's your boy name on the football? You so excited.
He does not remind me of All-Star. Stop saying that. He does not. He's not All-Star.
No. I was talking about
the people in the chat.
That's like a
Taysom Hill.
A little bit, and like it's an all-around guy. Like a guy will do whatever he has to do. I mean, he can do fullback, he run it back, trick plays, put him at quarterback, do a little wildcat catch on the backfield. Like he can just do a little bit of like everything. I'm sure if you had to, a little shorter, but you had to put him in like a fullback tight end for a couple plays. He can make something happen. Like he's just a guy who can do everything. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, I think he reminds me of a little bit of a guy named Toby Gerhardt, who I've known since he was a little kid, right here at Norco High School, who played for his father, and then he went to Stanford and was a Heisman consideration. And remember, what's his name that was on the cover of the Madden? The white boy drowned, didn't he?
Did he drown? Is that what happened to him?
What's his name? Hillis?
Peyton Hillis, right?
Yeah, he reminds me of those two guys.
He was a dog. Peyton Hillis was a dog. He didn't drown.
Yeah, he reminds me of those two guys. All-Star was a get the ball, fullback trap, get 5 yards. And this wasn't – he's not All-Star. This guy actually can jump cut and move a little bit, more similar to a Toby Gerhardt or Peyton Hillis. He can actually jump cut, get vertical. He can get to the sideline, hash numbers. He can catch the football in the backfield. All-Star caught the ball if you watch him.
Hold
Hold on. Peyton Hills didn't drown, JV. He didn't. He didn't drown. He saved
he saved
his family members from drowning.
Factor cap. I'm still right though. Yeah. I'm always right still.
That's why I didn't respond. I said he drowned. I just don't remember hearing that.
Supposed to have my back.
I didn't go against you. I was like, oh, he drowned. Okay. I didn't.
So he saved the drowner. You know, I exaggerate. He drowned, saved the drowner. Same shit.
Completely different.
He saved the dude, and he's still alive, man. Shout out to the white running backs, man.
Yeah, homie.
The white running backs, man. We need more of them.
Every time you put that fist, it just pisses me
He
off.
almost died, though, didn't he? He almost really did die, though.
Got you or something one day. Like,
You mumbling, I can't hear you. He almost died, though, didn't he? Peyton Hillis almost died.
You always got to find a way to like try to make yourself right. It's okay, bro. You messed up. Move on. Like you making it worse by adding more fuel to the fire. Just move on. Bailey already fact checked you.
No. I'm just asking. I think he really almost died, didn't he? During the whole process. I'm just telling you. I mean, I remember we talked about it.
I was almost rich the other day.
We talked about in this show, or I did, maybe before you were here.
Well, I was here. I've never talked about Peyton Hills ever in my life.
Because I used to talk about white people. I used to talk about whites, and then you came, and then we don't talk about whites no more. So it was probably before you got.
It was for sure. I've never in my life said anything about Peyton Hills ever, other than the Madden cover years ago. I've talked about that probably, but other than that, I've never mentioned this man ever in my life.
Yeah.
So
he's a top 5 white running back. John Riggins, Larry Zonka.
I bet he is top 5. I mean, you can count on how many of y'all you got. So
CMC, yeah. He's rare like white running backs. Smitty, we got a lot to discuss, though, and let's get right into it with the quote of the day, brought to you by BetUS. You can head on over there today. Bet all things football tonight, college football, Notre Dame, Georgia. I believe it's today. Are they playing? Is that confirmed? Does anybody know? Bailey will find that out here in a minute while we do quote of the day, and you can head on over to BetUS today and tell them Smitty and I sent you using our promo code CoachJB. Get a 150% bonus up to $2,000 deposit. Smitty, you cannot spell million without a couple L's. Keep pushing.
Ooh, I like that. Man. That's deep. That's deep because somebody in the chat needs to hear that. Like, I don't know who it is, but somebody in this chat today just took an L. And they was ready to sit down and cry and sulk all over it. But they just heard that quote, and now they're gonna wait ready to get up. Peter Guarguez says, Skattebo reminds me of Barry Sanders, same style.
Peter Guarguez, you remind me of the motherfucker that bombed New Orleans, bitch. Now shut your motherfucking ass up and take your bitch ass up out of here, you fake fuck. Now, having said that, moving on amicably, I love that quote, Smitty. That was my own. You cannot spell million without a couple L's. Keep pushing because you never know. We're all going to take some L's, Smitty. We're going to take a few L's, homie. I'm just keeping it real. We're going to take a few L's. Somebody made a video of you and I
was going to bring that up.
Coming at the crowd or chat or something.
Well, really just you come at the chat. I made a few comments. Mark more so to add.
Why just me? You told Steve Kim he needs chow mein or something. I mean, the most racist thing on this show ever. But go ahead.
He told me to bring the fucking, what did he say? He said bring the potato salad.
That's not black at all.
Okay.
Potato salad, but white people eat more potato salad than anybody.
They make macaroni salad and shit. They don't make no fucking real deal hands.
If he would have said like brown sugar baked beans or something, then I could see you trying to figure that out and try to use that. But potato salad, nah, bro. Yeah. Potato salad's white people shit.
He said bring the potato salad. I said okay. You bring the lo mein. And Coach Fred said, I'm going to spit my drink out.
Did he? I was on the yacht. That Peter was trying to fucking figure out.
It's only a 27-inch or something, like 27 whatever, so a footer. So he said it's actually a boat.
Yeah, it's 35 foot and a half, actually. But
that's crazy. So the only difference between a yacht and a boat is the size. I've never known that. Like, to me, that almost like lessens the excitement about a yacht. If it's just the size, then okay, I thought a yacht just had like some just that made it a yacht, like some different, just the size.
So you think like a little 12-foot dinghy is a yacht?
Nah, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I just thought it was something else more than just size. Like, so you're telling me if a motherfucker had, just for shits and giggles, they had a 34-footer, or whatever. It's not a yacht now. You know what I'm saying? Like what's the threshold? Like, is it 35?
It has to be certified too. It has to be actually yacht certified as well. So boats and yachts also, not only is it a foot thing, it's also what it has on it.
Okay. So it is more to it. Okay.
Electronics, certain engine specs, certain power specs. You know, there's a lot of things that go to it. AC and DC power, depending on if it can run on the water versus not. Generator inputs, different things. Yachts have more, obviously. So
TB said JB basically has a canoe.
A lot of Hamas is in here today. It's crazy. They're here. They're here.
You got canoe.
They're here.
But I did see that video. Maybe we can show that video at some point today so the fans can see it. Whoever made that, shot to them. You know, I like when fans make the little clips like that, little fun moments. You know.
Oh, yeah, I saw. I didn't see it until I was driving home, loaded off Yak, and I was like, "Damn!" I saw it, and then
it's funny because you always say the same. It's the same people who you be cussing out all the time. Gee, fuck up.
Hey, I saw it was what's the name? T Wizzle or whatever that I banned.
I thought it was G Wizzy.
G Wizzy, yeah. Hey, baby, I sent you a little bit of a long video last night. I came home to a very, very disappointment in this fucking shitbird Ash here. So there's a video that you'll probably want to see and show the chat to that. See, when I leave all day, Smitty, I leave this doggy door open so they can come in and out of the lounge here. And he knows, he treats this like the house, so he knows he can't fuck with nothing. Like, he won't eat leather or nothing, you know. But he'll fuck around. He'll fuck with me, man. This motherfucker will do certain shit, homie. What he did last night, homie, I just can't believe it.
He's not trained, you know what I mean? So, I mean,
he's trained.
He's not trained. He's not trained. No dog is trained that fucking ruins the house, rip up stuff, spits and slobbers on every single guest that comes over, jumps on their chest. Like, the stuff he does, grabs food off the damn counter, licks the ribs before we eat them. The type of stuff he does, he's just not trained. And until you own it, until you accept it, then it will never improve. In your head, you think he's trained, so you're not going to ever give him an actual trainer to train him.
Yeah, he's trained fully. Shaun King will tell you. But anyway, contrary to belief, Smitty. But keep spelling millions without a couple L's. And you know what you'll spell? Mylon.
Because one L.
Yeah.
You still need one L in that, though.
Myleon.
Or is it like just Meon?
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, if it's like French, you don't even pronounce the L. You don't even sound the L. You don't sound the L. You can't even hear that. A silent L.
There's a little asterisk over top, like no L, just Meon.
Yeah, we take L's, man. Million. Take 2 L's. We take L's. Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over to Prize Picks today. Use the promo code CoachJB. Smitty, I got people I don't fuck with anymore, but their secrets have never left my mouth.
You still
a lot of you motherfuckers out here in the chat and out there in the world listening, like Peter Gergerus, who juggles balls in his jaws for a living. You guys, man, will snitch on a motherfucker in a New York minute, man. You'll throw a cat under the bus in a heartbeat. You'll snitch on a motherfucker, you snitch asshole, bitch ass motherfuckers. That's the issue that I hate. I just hate. I won't tell, even on my worst enemy. I won't tell on him. I just don't tell him. That's just not, to me, I'm a bitch. I know I'm a bitch if I look back at myself and like, damn, I told on my worst enemy, but I'm still a bitch. That's just how I would look at it. So I don't snitch. I just can't snitch on a motherfucker like that. I just can't do it.
So if me and you ever fall out, I'm good. You ain't gonna say nothing.
This motherfucker right here, man.
Get out.
Come here. I came home to last night, homie.
Get over here. What is this? Come here. What is this? Get over here. What is this?
You know he in trouble.
Come here.
Motherfucker made it. That motherfucker ran from me, homie.
Ash?
Look at him peeking in the corner right there. Look at it. That's him right there looking at me from the thing over there, homie.
What in the fuck?
He never runs from you.
Ash?
Hell no. Look at him. He's peeking through by the smoker right there. That's his head right there by the smoker.
Oh, you know he fucked up. That's funny as hell.
Motherfucker, man.
Then why did he do it if he
What the fuck is this?
I didn't know what it was, Smitty.
There ain't no trash. It's a guy. It's the fucking toilet. It's the paper towel roll, homie.
Is that Charmin?
He got my paper towel roll from under the bar. He literally took it off the rack, like off the roller.
That's crazy.
Come here.
Who was that babysitting him?
Nah, that was my boy Enoch. That's our boy Enoch.
Well, that's Enoch's fault. Enoch should have stopped that.
Enoch was on the yacht. Enoch was on the yacht with us. We came home to that, and
what is
somebody
this?
else there.
Who?
What is this?
Who was there watching the dogs?
Nobody.
What did you do out here? Come here.
Look at him. Ash is funny as
Come
hell.
here.
Look how slow he
Come
moving.
here. Get over here.
He ain't seen you all day, so you know he wants
I'm
to
not
see
playing
you.
with you.
He knows he's in trouble.
No.
15 hours.
Yeah, he
Did you do that over there?
Easy.
Come here. Motherfucker, come here.
He said, fuck that. I ain't stupid. And he ran out. That is hilarious. Hey, I feel Ash, though. Listen, when I was a kid, I would run from my parents. I'm not like, you better whoop my ass. Well, I'm going to just let you whoop my ass.
The KKK entered the chat. He said, this shit sucks. I'll be back when y'all start talking game again.
Your name, Tridgerman Button.
That's fucking Remy. If you haven't watched Remy, Remy got a gun. That motherfucker, that's Remy like a motherfucker. Chris Bigby, he is. Man, it's just funny as hell with the random nobodies in the chat.
Yeah.
Shit is comical. That is the troll of the thing. Like, that's all it is. What's the name? What Dion say? I got time today. What's his name? What's the Hamas's name in here?
Burgos or something.
Yeah. I gotta fucking now. I gotta roll up to my yacht, and I gotta put the mirror under the water, homie. I don't even know if that works. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, you trying to make sure ain't no boom booms on there. See, bro, you can't do nothing right now. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. On a serious note, though, you laughing. It's been a lot of crazy stuff happening the last week. Not even
Yeah, I mean, they don't want your boy in office, homie. I've been telling you that.
It ain't nothing to do with that. Obviously, New Orleans, 10 people passed away, 30 people got hurt. LA downtown at the fucking Fig, it was a shooting. A couple people got killed. Last night in New York, I think outside of a club,
New York 11,
people got shot up.
Vegas, they blew up Trump Tower.
Vegas, the explosive, the Cybertruck, which
you know Trump, right? It was in front of Trump's office. I don't know if you knew that.
It's hotel. Yep.
Yeah, but they want him. They don't want him in office. I'm just telling you. Crazy world, man. But you know what do we know? We've been saying this, homie. We've been saying this. If I fire you, this cat will buy a membership.
Who?
If I fire you so you're worth $2.99.
Fire Smitty and I'll buy a subscription. Okay.
So you're worth $2.99, $2.99, homie.
Hey, I'm a part of the team, man. If it makes the show better and grow, fire me.
He would change the whole game for $2.99. This guy.
Yeah. I think like having Tridgerman as one of our supporters and members, it kind of adds validity and credibility to this show. Like Tridgerman, like everybody know Tridgerman.
Is he alive?
Everybody I know Tridgerman.
Is he alive?
It's not his picture, homie.
Oh, not?
It's not his picture. A lot of times these weird motherfuckers who talk shit, they scared to show their face. So they just put some random picture.
Because this guy right here is basically the head of his class, right? He's a bobblehead doll. His head is humongous compared to
homie.
Trengerman.
Like, you got to think to say his name. You can't just say that shit. You got Trengerman. You got to pause for a minute. Trengerman. Like, motherfucker, Trengerman Button.
That motherfucker's head is humongous in his body.
No holes. Like zero holes.
His bones are coming out of his body, though.
This motherfucker is struggling at home right now. And I'm not bragging about it, but it is what it is. JB said, motherfucker got bones popping out of his body.
I mean, this motherfucker has literally bones coming out of his chest. I mean, what the fuck kind of shit is that?
Real picture, man. It can't be his real picture. And if it is, I'm not about to feel bad because he talking shit to me. He a grown ass man, so you talk shit, I'm gonna talk to you back. If you sick, motherfucker, don't talk shit then, motherfucker. Like I don't care what you got going on. Maybe I'm sick, motherfucker, and you don't know that. So we both.
Boy, what's name used to talk shit all the time. That motherfucker, fucking what's his name, homie? He always talking shit. I don't give a fuck, homie. What you got? I don't give a fuck what you got, motherfucker. Don't start none, won't be none. Oh, fucking I am legend looking motherfucker. Let's start with fucking poll question.
That motherfucker got his dog on me.
Let's start with the poll question.
Motherfucker Resident Evil looking motherfucker. Motherfucker like he like the shit Blade was fighting.
That motherfucker looks fucking anorexic, crack-ish. He might not be a crackhead, but he crack-ish.
That motherfucker is crack.
I Need Security. I watched the other night again. Jamie Foxx. I Need Security. One of the best stand-ups. I love the Jamie Foxx stand-up. I Need Security. He went in at J-Lo. J-Lo. He went at everybody. LL Cool J worked gloss. You guys got to go watch that, man. Back in like 01, 02. Right here in Oakland, man. I Need Security. Great stand-up. But that motherfucker right here, you might not be a crackhead, but you crack-ish. Poll question, Smitty. Should Cam Skattebo been a Heisman finalist?
What's his name, homie? One more time.
Cam Skattebo.
Why you say Skattebo? Country Skattebo.
I mean, you can't have that name and be like hood.
Cam Skattebo. Yes, Cam Skattebo.
You can't have that name. Now listen, we're speaking like, hindsight 2020 and all this shit. Now we always after the fact ass cats. That's what people do after the fact shit. He wasn't invited. I thought he should have been from the gate anyway. I think he still was a top running back in the country from what I saw, what he did for that Arizona State team. He clearly was the heartbeat of that team. I thought that deserved a Heisman candidacy.
Me too.
But he didn't get it. And then we get to see him in the playoff and see him run around and carry a team versus a superior Texas team. Now we're looking at it today, talking about should he have been at least in the conversation. That I don't believe he got a lot of conversation. It wasn't a piece of the conversation. I thought he deserved at least that. So I'll leave it at that. But hindsight 2020, I don't like to go back and talk about something shoulda, coulda, woulda. It is what it is. I think the committee got a lot of things wrong. Heisman committee plus the selection committee. That's just me. So I'll just leave it at that. That's my take. Smitty, go ahead real quick before we move on.
I wouldn't have minded having him there over Dylan Gabriel, but I understand, you're the quarterback with good stats on the best team in the country, so I get it. I don't think they got it wrong for who they picked, but if Cam was there instead of Dylan Gabriel, I don't think anybody would have been like, "Oh my God, that's a Dylan got robbed. That's insane. No way he should be there." Like, you know what I'm saying? It's one of those things where he had a good enough season to where if he wasn't New York, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's one of those type of things, man. And yeah, I just think to your point, he didn't get a lot of love and shine. One, because of the school that he's at, and then two, I mean, he's not the most flat. Now he has some really good highlights. Don't get me wrong. But he's not like the most like flashy type player. Like, he's a football player. He hard nosed, break tackles. He has a little bit of a wiggle. He'll show you a little something every now and then, but he's not the guy who's gonna go out there and just probably make the super duper crazy, sexy play, Heisman moment play per se that they're looking for. So he kind of was under the radar. But this man's been balling for a couple years. I remember seeing him last year ball out. So I'm
gonna be honest, dog. I would have put him in over Dylan Gabriel as well for the simple fact that we need to stop allowing grown 30-year-olds, and I'm exaggerating here, but goddamn, Dylan Gabriel's been in college since when? 17, 18? Well, when are we going to let kids, that's what I know college players to be for the most part, kids, when are we going to see them become Heisman Trophy candidates? When are we going to see kids actually be recognized I'm trying to figure out why we would even put a guy that's 25, 26 years old in the goddamn thing. How old is Dillon Gabriel? 24, 23, 24 already? Like, come on, man. Let these kids play the game and earn it. Why are they going against grown men? I don't like that. I want to see the kids. And I know this kid's a little older too. But I think Dillon Gabriel's 24 years old.
Yeah, he my age.
I mean, he's chasing fucking Bo Nix down. And we're going to talk about Saquon Barkley later today, chasing Eric Dickerson's record. But I think, because I've said it, Saquon would have an asterisk next to his name if he were to top Eric Dickerson because of the game extension, the one more game. But goddamn, does Dillon Gabriel not deserve an asterisk for having 18,000 yards passing? Fuckers played 7 years, homie. I mean, I'm just saying, dog. Like, I just don't understand. I don't get it. Like, we gotta put a cutoff on this shit, man. Gotta put a cutoff on this college football thing, man.
I hear you. I definitely hear you, man. Well, let's stay on topic here. You know, we're talking about Cam Skattebo. Obviously, you know, we kind of briefly talked about the game, Arizona State versus Texas. Texas, you know, they ended up taking out Arizona State in 2 overtimes, man, double overtime win. Texas was at one point, as we mentioned, was up by 16 points. At one point, I think it was third quarter, if I'm not mistaken. And Arizona State, led by our guy Skattebo, came back to tie it at 24. Texas kicker actually missed 2 potential game-winning field goals in regulation, and man, this was a crazy just overall game that went down, and to me, it arguably, I think this has probably been the best game I would say so far, best bowl game I would say, just in terms of just the overall how it went, you know what I'm saying, the comeback, the excitement, the underdogs almost winning, the missed field goals. It was like a lot of just emotions up and down throughout. And you know, me personally, I love an underdog, and this game for me was just an example of like showing, hey, just give a team a chance. Sometimes you give a team a chance and you see these are the results. They almost took down a Texas team that nobody outside of Arizona thought had a real chance of doing it. But this right here shows you, man, like football is more than just the Jimmys and Joes. It is X's and O's, but beyond that, it's the intangibles that you can't see. It's the heart, and you can't test heart. You can't read heart. You know, you don't see heart as one of the tests. You know, you can do a vertical test, a 40-yard dash, a 3-cone, a bench press. All that's cool, but you can't test heart. And I think they just showed heart last night, even though that they fell short. Man, they put on a show. They left it all on the field. We saw Skattebo throwing up at one point, which, again, you play football, like that's like a normal thing. Players are always throwing up. You know, the media's going, oh, my God, he's throwing up. But to that point, like, hey, maybe he wasn't feeling that good. Maybe he ate too much, drank too much. Who knows what was going on. But to see that game, that battle, it was phenomenal. In Texas, on the other hand, man, I have some concerns with them. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I think they're going against Ohio State, who looks amazing, which we'll get to them in a minute. But Texas got to clean some stuff up, man, on both sides of the ball. Quinn Ewers has to be better. Their defense definitely has to be better, and they have to learn how to be able to sustain wins and sustain leads. So that's my overall reaction, though, JB. I know you said a little bit earlier, but what's your, I guess, you know, overall reaction to it?
I don't judge a great game by one quarter. And just because we got to see an ending of a game that was good doesn't mean the game was good overall. The football in college in this playoffs have been disappointment, to say the very least. And I'm being nice. I'm trying to be nice today with that. Disappointing would be the very least. It was 24-8 football game entering the fourth quarter, Smitty. It wasn't like it was a barn burner back and forth. The missed field goal and shit, that's a you problem, not mine. I didn't like the fact that Sark talked to the kicker before the kick. I got to see that on the boat. We're out there taking on a little few swells. I was laughing my ass off. And Ruben was out there. Ruben in the chat. Hopefully Ruben made it home.
Hopefully.
And I'm like, he shanks the kick. I'm like, why would you talk to him that long? That's just a cardinal rule that I used to have, and I think a lot of coaches agree. Don't talk to the kicker, because we surely tell y'all to stay away from the kicker as players. if we're the coach. Stay the fuck away from the kicker, Smitty. I think you know that. It's like a cardinal rule. We all know.
Leave him alone.
I didn't like the Sark talk to him. I talked to one kicker in my life before a big kick, and he made it. And I said, I'll never do it again. Because that wasn't going to change it. And that was a kid that we had beat Butler my first year at Indy, which was a big, huge upset. First time in 30 years beating Butler at Independent. And we kicked like a 48-yarder at the buzzer to beat him. We came back all the way from 19-3 down and beat him my first year there, rebuilding Indy. And I said, I'll never do it again, though. I'll never do it again. I saw that, and I'm like, why are you talking to this kicker? And I'm on a boat sitting out there, a yacht sitting out there in the ocean. And I was like, don't talk to that motherfucker. But anyway, that doesn't justify a good game to me. You missed a field goal, you came back, you had a safety, all this shit that happens that everybody's talking about was a good game. That's just it. Fine. That was a great climax, but it wasn't.
Y'all looking at the 24-8. That was a real brief. It was 24-8 for a little bit. Like it was 17-8 for a long time. 17 for like to where.
No, it wasn't. I know that much. It was not. I know that much, and I'm on a yacht, Smitty. How you gonna tell me, homie? What? It was 17-3. And then they got a safety, and it was 17-5 as they entered the second half, and then it was 17-8.
Yeah, okay.
8 going into the fourth quarter, 24-8. It was 24-8. 24-8.
I was like, okay, but it was 17-8.
Yeah, but still though, that's not a good game. Okay, look,
you wasn't watching the game though, so like you just looking at like the overview.
Yeah,
you're Googling the game and look at the score. It's not gonna tell you the full picture on me.
I'll concede to that. But I know the score, and then I'm looking at the game from that point on. I'm like, it was 17-3, and it was 17-5. I'm like, well, this ain't a barn burner. That's my point. This ain't like a back and forth barn burner.
All in low. I ain't gonna lie to you. ASU's defense, other than a few plays, was balling it. And that's why they were keeping them in the game. The 24-8, that's what I was like, all right.
And then I watched the 2 4th and 1s on the goal line that literally I'm sitting there like, Kenny, what are you doing? We watched this before. Smitty, I know enough about football. Like, I'm watching this shit. I don't need to like I say all the time, don't just hear me, listen.
Yeah.
I can watch. Doesn't mean I don't see, motherfucker. That's the same goddamn thing. I see on 4th and 1 where I've seen Texas spike off the edge against a couple other teams and hit them in the mouth on 4th and 1, and Arizona State did it twice. Arizona State had missed 2 touchdown opportunities. They could have won the game if we're looking at it that way.
But that's my point, though, too. I'm glad you brought that up.
That's how football works,
it's not like ASU was just getting fucking 3 and outs. Like, they were getting down the field. I just couldn't finish. So I was like, all right. As a fan, it was keeping me entertained. It was keeping me feeling like, damn, they got a chance. It wasn't like they were just getting their ass beat. So, but
that's my take on that game. Texas scares me. They just to me they just missing something. I don't know what it is.
Is Quinn Ewers a liability for Texas, in your opinion?
Like I said, there's not a big time quarterback in this draft to me. This is the worst draft I've ever seen from the quarterback position. We'll talk about that next week. Obviously, when we're getting ready for the NFL. Yeah, last year too, it was the worst I've seen.
Every year's worse for you.
It's getting worse. That's my point. It gets worse every year. This is clearly worse than last year. At least we got a guy that Drake May's shown some sign of promise. Jaden Daniels, rookie of the year, and then you got Bo Nix has been good. And those are 3 people though that are in the position with great great coaches that coach quarterbacks. It's unbelievable how that works.
And say what we want about Caleb Williams, like he didn't play to his expectations as far as everybody being all excited about him. But you look at his numbers for a rookie, it's not like a horrible year. It really ain't. I'm just being honest with you. Like for a rookie, he's in a bad organization, and that team's not good. But if you look at Caleb Williams' actual numbers for a rookie, it's not that bad. It's not that far off from what C.J. Stroud had, honestly, from last year and the year that we praised him about. But since the Texas was in the AFC South or whatever, and they were winning games, we praised C.J. Stroud. Like, oh my gosh, it's amazing. The Bears is not winning, so we're kind of downplaying Caleb. But Caleb got decent numbers for a rookie too. So I only bring it up because you thought that class was going to be shitty, and they actually, you just named 3 quarterbacks who were having good years for sure. The
number one quarterback is horrific. You can talk about all the pretty stats you want. That motherfucker's horrible. I know football. I know quarterback play. He's not C.J. Stroud. It wasn't even close to last year's C.J. Stroud year. Don't ever say that again, Smitty. out your mouth on this show. The realest
numbers. I know it looked different.
You say number. You justified numbers. You justified his numbers by saying he was good. No, he's not. And you mentioned also a bad team. Well, Chicago wasn't this bad with Justin Fields, homie.
Yes, it was.
And Justin Fields did not have nearly this talent. So I don't know where you go. I don't know how you know. I don't know how you don't look at a quarterback being the number one pick and making their team worse than it was when you got rid of the guy. That's not what a number one pick does. A number one pick is Jaden Daniels, who takes a Washington Commanders team from the bottom to the top. That is what a number one pick's supposed to do. Not take a team that Justin Fields won 4 games in the season last year with to the bottom and win and lose the 10 in a row. That's not what a number one time is. You can show me all the stats you want, homie. But the bottom line is, I know what my eyes tell me. He's fucking garbage.
Listen, my bigger point up here ain't to praise. I'm not even a big fan.
I hear you. I hear you.
The overall rookie class, you went into this last year saying it's the worst quarterback class you've ever seen. And we got Jaylen Daniels, who we can argue could be an MVP conversation. Drake Mays, a guy who looks
I
good.
mentioned that.
Old Nick, a guy who we might get 2 of the rookie quarterbacks might get their team in the playoffs, homie. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying you basically.
No, I mentioned that.
I'm saying you was wrong. That's what I'm saying.
I'm not wrong. I mentioned that. I said Jaden Daniels was the best quarterback in this draft class. It's on this show, on record.
You said the was the 2019 class was shitty or whatever class was. They got Baker, Lamar, all them, Darnold. They rolling right now. So every time you say a quarterback class is bad, they end up like proving you wrong.
Not really, because I think anyway, we're getting off topic. Baker's been on 5 fucking football teams. Like, when are you going to say he was bad? I guess my question to you is,
hold on. Sam Darnold's been on 5 fucking football team, but you give him a pass though.
No, not a pass. I've been telling y'all what's going on. I've been telling you the truth. So no. You've totally twisted my whole thing.
Baker was on Cleveland, took him to the playoff. In the playoff game, Cleveland shouldn't have fucking dumped Baker. That's Cleveland's fault, not Baker's fault.
Like Daniel Jones in New York beating Minnesota. But here's my thing. I want to be clear. Though. See, I can say that just like you, homie. I can do the same shit. What I'm saying is, though, Baker was a number one pick, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
So he's been on how many teams? And when were you going to say he was actually good? Sam Darnold, I think, was 3 and went to the Jets, the Carolina Panthers, and never had a shot under 6 coaches. And everyone was like, oh, he's garbage. But Baker's not.
From the Browns to Panthers
but Baker's not.
They were teammates with the Panthers, homie.
My point was this guy needed a shot. My point was the number 1 overall pick was a bust, and the NFL saw it my way too. Because you don't trade the number 1 pick 3 times, homie.
You don't trade the number 3 overall pick 3 times, homie.
Yeah, you do when you're on shitty ass team, homie. So you're comparing the Jets roster to the Cleveland Browns roster with Baker Mayfield, homie? They had a Super Bowl roster.
Organizationally, I am. The Browns have been a shitty entire life.
Cleveland had a Super Bowl roster. You kidding me?
On defense, yeah. What I'm trying to tell you is that the organizations suck. Anyway, my point being is they're both balling right now. Baker's actually having quietly better season than your boy Sam Darnold, but we never bring him up on the show because you a hater of Baker and don't want to admit it. But Baker's fucking balling right now, better than Sam Darnold. And my point being is, you always say quarterback. He is. Look at the numbers. He don't have the same weapons either. The Vikings have a better team than the Bucks, but look how the Bucks is rolling right now. Anyway,
look at the numbers.
Quarterback play is bad, and they go out here and they shut you up. So I don't know how bad this class is going to be. We'll see. We will see. Yeah.
Fact.
Fact. That. Now that's a fact. We will see. That's an actual fact, homie. Because you're such a pessimist that it kind of like waters down your take sometimes. It waters down your take because like we know Jimmy going to play quarterbacks and shitty no matter who's in there. He gonna just say it. So it's like.
Well, I've actually been right with more quarterback stuff that I've been wrong with. So if anyone says otherwise, they're full of shit. So
let's go into something else with your facts. You hinted to this earlier. Saquon Barkley, man, is unlikely to actually break Eric Dickerson's single season rushing record against the New York Giants on Sunday. Head coach Nick Sirianni said this during an Eagles press conference. Do you have an actual video, Bailey? Or okay, there's a quote here. Basically saying Saquon Barkley will probably be someone that rests. So the Eagles are going to be resting a lot of their starters and media. One of the press conference people asked him, "Hey, is Saquon gonna be one of the people?" And he said, "Yeah, he'll probably be one of the guys who rest." So JB, what's your overall opinion on this? Do you think this is the right decision, kind of focusing more on the playoffs and their long-term goals, or should Saquon, kind of be quote-unquote selfish per se in this moment and try to make history?
I think it just personally, I think it talks about this kid's character, man. That's really what I look at. I don't agree. I think he should play and try to get a whatever record we want to call it. He didn't get the record in the same amount of games, but it is what it is.
Not to cut you off, though, Eric Dixon broke, I think, O.J. Simpson's record. O.J. Simpson, when he played, I think it was like 15 games or 14 games.
14.
So my point is, if we're going to do that, then we got to keep, at some point, we don't care. You know what I'm saying? At some point, years from now, if Saquon was to break it, nobody would even look at that. We'd be like, oh, he's the all-time single-season in the rushing record. You know what I'm saying? So, also, Saquon would likely do it in less carries. Even though it's one more game, I think he has I can't remember the exact number, but the amount of carries he has right now compared to how many he would probably need to get 100 yards, he would still be under the amount of carries that Eric Dixon has. So, I don't know if that adds any weight to it or not, but just want to add a little context to the fans and audio listeners. Continue, JB.
Yeah, I think he's 34 carries short right now. But I can dive into that whole thing too and defend Eric Dixon against that too. So it's always a back.
Right? I'm just giving you context.
No. Yeah, everyone has their own fucking opinion. It doesn't matter to me. I think Eric Dixon is the greatest running back of all time. I know what I saw growing up. I know what they did against him to try to stop him, and they couldn't. And I know what they had weapon-wise in LA at that time. And I know what Philadelphia has now. And I also know that you used to be able to hit the running back in the kneecaps. And I know now you cannot. So I do have an argument against that 35 carry thing, but that's a whole other debate. I think he's selfless and shows a great amount of character for the simple fact that he's playing the Giants. His former team that let him go, that he said, I would love to be a Giant my whole life. You could easily give them a shit sandwich and walk away into the sunset and get 101 yards. There's no doubt about it. And it would be a great, great story for everybody out there. But I think he's like, man, I'm not that guy. I'm not going to rub it in their face. It is what it is. So humility to me is at an all-time high with this kid and his character. That's what first thing sticks out to me. Nothing else about it. The conversation is, do I trust Brian Daboll as a leader of men if I'm Nick Sirianni? That's the question I'm having with Saquon Barkley. And these are little things you have to ask yourself as coach player. And I've had these conversations. What I mean is, do I think Daboll will allow his team to take dirty, unnecessary shots at Saquon Barkley because he's a former player of mine, and I don't want him to break the record against me?
Nah,
the team that left him. I'm just saying, that's the question you got to ask yourself.
Saquon actually locked in. They're actually cool with each other. Saquon don't mess with the
Chiefs. That don't have nothing to do with it, though. But the players trust and respect Brian Daboll to listen to him and not take shots at Saquon. That's my whole point to this. It's not about Brian Daboll being a dirty coach. I'm saying, do those guys buy into what Brian Daboll said and not take some dirty and unnecessary shots at this man so they don't? Dog, Smitty, let's be real. You can say what you want to say. I could have the biggest buy-in ever from my team, but at one point, you, as a player, Darnell Smith, playing the game, at some point have some sort of fucking integrity about yourself, too, and you ain't going to just let them run up in your ass. At some point, you're going to be like, hold up, motherfucker. Hold up, motherfucker. I'm not letting this motherfucker run all over my ass. Fuck that, coach. You know what I'm saying? I've had those conversations. I've had players like, come on, coach, man, we're getting fucked up. Don't just tell us to play base. Let's bring the house. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
At some point, the men out there who are getting paid too are going to be like, fuck this motherfucker. He ain't getting 101 yards on us.
Right.
So, and when that happens, some shit happens. Maybe it may be not unintentional, but some shit happens. A little gouge, a little poke, a little twist of the knee. I'm just saying, shit happens, homie. So, I'm not mad at it at all. The ankle stepper from University of Arkansas player, I'm not mad at it at all.
Yeah, what?
You know who I sound like right there? Who?
Who? Say
my man, my comedian, my boy, man. Motherfucker's comedic. Great. Shout out to my boy, St. Louis. Comedian, man. Lost a lot of weight, man. Lost a lot of motherfucking weight. No, hell no.
I think it's about bro. See, I went on to Dunkin' Donuts, man. I got me 2 Dunkin' Donuts. They say, you know, you can get a combo for 50% off.
That's Lavelle Crawford, homie.
Lavelle Crawford. That's who I'm actually talking about. I meant to say Lavelle Crawford. Lavelle Crawford. Funny. His head small as his body huge. That motherfucker talking like that.
He's lost like 300 pounds or something.
Yeah, and he's still 300. That's crazy.
What?
He's lost 300. He's still 300. Shout out to him though.
Anyways, shout out to Saquon.
White people shit, JB.
I would have went after the record, Smitty. Personally, I would have went after the record. What'd you say?
Yeah, man, listen, I wouldn't have won it. We got bigger goals. Trying to win the Super Bowl. That's the bigger shit sandwich you can rub a new.
Super Bowl ain't guaranteed. Super Bowl ain't guaranteed.
Win a Super Bowl MVP and ball out. Because if you go out here, you get hurt. I know you say don't think
Super
about
Bowl
it.
Ain't guaranteed, homie.
If you go out here, try to break a record and get hurt, and you break a leg instead. Now you
fuck that. You get hurt walking the doggy, homie. I hate that take, man. I hate that. I hate the narrative of this injury shit. Play the game. Play the game, homie.
Go ahead and rest.
No. I didn't even say I hate your take. I said I hate the take. The take is the number one take by America is injury. Yep. He's going to get injured. He's going to be injured. Stop, man. Then don't play, homie. You will get injured walking your motherfucking doggy. Yeah, Stop with the whole injury thing, homie.
I'm saying that phrase.
You know what lasts forever? You know what lasts forever? To your point earlier, you can't say out of the right side of your mouth that in 10 years nobody's going to care. He's going to have the record. And then out your left side of your mouth, today you're going to say, oh, well, an injury is going to, we have bigger fish to fry. In 10 years from now, to your point, he'll be the record holder. In 10 years, to your point also, he'll regret for the rest of his life he didn't go after the record, especially when the Eagles lose in the first fucking round. So when the Eagles lose in the first round, what is this season really mean? He didn't get the MVP. It's going to go to Lamar or Josh Allen. Josh Allen. And white people say, you just keep saying it until it's going to go to a quarterback. So he ain't going to be the MVP, Smitty. He'll get the bullshit Offensive Player of the Year award. They're going to lose in the playoffs. They're going to lose in the playoffs, not win a Super Bowl. I'm just saying hypothetical. And you didn't go after the record. To me, go after the record, homie. This ain't an every year occurrence. You get older at running back. You take a pounding. The league, the running back's the shortest lived position in football. You're not going to be here next year chasing the record again, Saquon. This ain't never going to happen again. Odds are never happen again. So I just don't see you letting this pass by. Personally, if I'm Nick Sirianni, if this is the real question you ask me, son, you need to chase the record. And if Cam Ward can play a half to break a record, why the fuck can't Saquon Barkley? Shit. Let's take a break, homie. I got to get coffee and take a piss real quick. Can we?
No, we're going to do white people shit first, and then I'm down let you pee. Barely going to throw Bill up here, man. White people shit brought to you by JB. Let's go ahead and see what we got.
Brought to you by who?
A white man. I was just doing some shopping in the mall when I came across this. Is that your
That's not none of my things. You know what I tell you right now? I mean, I know what I'll do though. You want to see a content creator? I'll go run full speed and clothesline that motherfucker.
That would be great content because he's not looking. His head's down.
I would run full ass speed this way, homie, at him from the side here. So if he's that way, I'm running behind the dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm right here. Leave it right there. I'm right there. So I'm running full speed. And that's where my hand hits his head, homie. Right there. Knocks him motherfucker off. I'm gonna flip him off the dinosaur, homie.
I'm gonna hit the dinosaur in the legs and take both of them down.
It might be metal or something. Fuck you up.
You think so?
See, micro thinker, homie. Got a macro think, forward think, homie. Outside the box. Could be full of metal. Could be made. Homie, the catch weighs how much? 350.
That's a human carrying him. That's a human carrying him.
Is it?
There's 2 humans in there.
Really?
Yeah.
How you know?
Because I know people who rode these before.
I think you're lying. I'm gonna call bullshit. Bullshit.
2 humans in there.
I see 2 balls. I see 4 balls on the ground on the thing. They're not at 2 humans.
They feet, homie.
So what are they doing? They bent 2 cats bent over
like this. Yeah.
Nah.
I'm trying to tell
That's
you.
a heavy motherfucker. That's a fat motherfucker on there, homie. He's at least 350, 400, no?
Not 400. He probably about, let me see.
350, 330?
He's sloppy, so he looks bigger. In reality, he's like 292. His legs, he got little legs. He got little bullshit legs. He's 292.
It don't matter. That's a lot of weight that cat's walking across the mall, homie.
My buddy's so comfortable though. Like he just texting on his phone, scrolling. Like why he just chilling?
Yeah. Is this at an airport or a mall?
It look like, let me see.
The airport.
The mall, homie. Read the caption. I was doing some shopping in the mall and I came across this. Ain't that your homie you playing poker with?
Ports? Dave, wait. Jerry, you in here? Why your brother taking unnecessary shots?
No. I didn't say no names. Why was that the first name that came to your head?
That's black people shit. That's BPS. That's how the motherfucking black people shit set up a white boy.
Why was that the first name that came to your head?
Your homeboy you play poker with, so then I say the name.
Out of all the names the people
BPS. I didn't say no name. I mean, that shit is crazy. That's how it works.
Let's go BPS real quick before you go take a piss in the shit.
I don't got a shit.
Yeah, someone actually did this.
Is that a
Charger
fucking
stretch limo? Is that a Charger stretch limo?
Yeah, that is BPS.
With some on some hood caps. And I know he got fucking 212s in the back.
Who gets in that though? That's a Challenger, no? Challenger? What is that?
The Charger, ain't it? Ain't that a Charger limousine? Or is it?
I don't know, man.
Regardless,
I don't know. Dodge Stretch limo, homie. We'll just call it Dodge Stretch limo.
You know, when I was younger, if I saw this, I probably, oh, that's hard, that's cold, like the young me. But now that I'm older, this shit is trash. This is horrible.
I would love to see you get out of that. Like what you was wearing yesterday, Morpheus. Yeah. Get out of that looking like Morpheus. That should have been fire.
I was clean as hell yesterday. Like if we put all emotions to the side and keep it clean, I don't know who this dude is. I was clean as hell. Everybody here, all the hoes like Smitty clean. I was clean.
All the who?
I said all my bros was like Smitty clean. Like he clean.
Did you go on Reddit last night?
I actually did go on Reddit last night because I wanted to research what you like some of the stuff and see how the app worked. I came across some interesting things.
I gotta check it out. I've never been on Reddit. I didn't even know what Reddit was.
You told me
funny.
You told us yesterday that you was on Reddit the other day. So either you was lying then or you lying now.
No, I did it because of you.
Okay, so you have been on there then.
No, I haven't, but I said I did because of you, because you mentioned it.
You 1 foot in, you 1 foot out. God said don't be lukewarm, he spit you out of his mouth. Like be hot or cold. Either you was on Reddit or you wasn't on Reddit.
Does your wife have your Reddit password?
See, you don't. I heard you don't need a password. I heard you just download the app and you just start searching.
You heard that?
Yeah.
Here's the crazy part about it. They say that they got to list a whole fucking thing about me on there.
Oh, for sure. No, Reddit has everything. Everything. Like,
why you so quick to say, oh, for sure? Like I'm on there. Like,
you're a big time name. So I'm saying Reddit is like a
my OnlyFans is on there.
It's like a blog site. It's like a blog site, but it's incognito. So imagine like Twitter, I guess, but you don't know who's talking. Everybody's got mystery names, but it's hella information. You can find anything, videos, information. Like I'm gonna do it live right now. Let me see.
Is my OnlyFans on there?
It might be. Let me see. Coach. Well, I gotta clear my search history. Golly. Coach JB. This is 2 months ago. Coach Jason Brown. The guy. Well, I ain't gonna read that. They got all types of. They got some tweet on here from some couple months ago. Some dude named Brett Coleman who was taking shots at you. First thing I see, they was roasting you.
Really?
Brett Coleman, yeah. But there's a whole. So basically on Reddit, they have like groups. Some people will make groups, right? So for example, there's a Reddit like thread called Last Chance You.
Really?
Now it's not all about you per se. It's about like, college football, stuff like that. But there is some stuff about you in here for sure. So yeah, some dude named Brett Coleman took a shot at you a couple months ago. I wonder you probably saw this stuff.
I haven't seen it.
Nah, you've seen it. It's from Twitter, but they just screenshot it and put it on Reddit. Some dude named Brett Coleman who was talking about, you know, he being charged with 8 felonies, all types, you know, all type of stuff. So.
Why would you say that out loud?
But because it wasn't, we already addressed that. It's not like what charge is whatever. Like you cleared everything. You know what I mean? Like fuck it. Like
it's like you saying what you said on Reddit and your wife knows. I get it. Same shit. Let's get into let's go to the next. Let's get to a little break real quick. By the way, this is happening, homie. I'm just telling you right now.
Look at this picture. That is a 35-year-old football player. He's playing for like one of the local pro leagues, homie.
I didn't even look at the picture. I'm just saying that's happening though. I'm getting a lot of word from a lot of folks that there's a lot of big time players that are leaning towards that prep JUCO shit that I talked about last week on Twitter. I'm just telling you that's kind of going down. There might be some big name guys if it ends up being right, like if a JB was coaching or if Shaun Salver, if somebody was coaching at a JUCO or something, Bailey, I don't know.
I'll say that. I've been getting texts from people saying they're not doing that. So
nobody even knows who you are. They don't even have your number.
You're older now, so and all your connections trying to retire. Saban, P, they're trying to get out of the game. So the young coaches are my peers now. I got NFL.
DJ Frazier said he's a class of 2020. So he's not that old. He's right, perfect. He's Dylan Gabriel. I mean, he's younger than Dylan Gabriel.
It was a joke, homie.
Yeah, so.
Bailey younger than Dylan Gabriel. Everybody younger. I'm younger than Dylan Gabriel. That's not a good example. Let's go to a quick break, man. I'm gonna go grab me something to eat, take a shower, move my car, and I'm gonna come back 3 minutes, and then we're gonna be back for more of the Coach JB show.
We'll be right back.
What up, man? This is a proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty, and it is First Round Performance. Yeah. Make sure you head on over to firstroundperformance.com. We got the merch, the gear. They are top-notch company.
High quality, JB. All about the quality here. Workout gear, exclusive gear. What's that right there, JB?
By the way, nobody else in the country or the world has this short right here. You can put this short on. It helps your back. It helps your hamstrings, helps your quads as you work out.
What?
You can wear these right underneath your workout shorts or what have you. It's kind of like a girdle, but very, very comfortable. Shorts Against Syndrome. It's SAFS. Go head on over there and check it out. First Round Performance.
JB, they got workout bands. They got ankle weights.
What's this?
What's in that box?
Yo, kind of good.
It's our first time seeing this.
What's this?
I'm nervous. What's that?
A 40-yard dash electric timer. You can go get your workout on with the light and the strobe, the whole deal. Firstroundperformance.com.
Oh, you just turned it on, JB.
Bam.
You want that smoke?
Go check it out.
I know you ain't trying to race me, JB.
I might race Smitty and smoke him.
You ain't trying to race me. You scared of that life.
Yeah, this is real deal. You guys got to go check it out. Firstroundperformance.com. Head on over there. Proud new sponsor of the Coach JB Show.
Nice, JB.
With Big Smitty. And
this is mine, right?
Hell yeah. Listen, their premium gear, including the revolutionary SAFS shorts I just showed you, are expertly designed by a leading orthopedic surgeon to align your hips and relieve your pain. It is trusted by athletes and active individuals alike, whether you are pushing your limits with their high-quality resistance bands, as Smitty just showed you, or boosting recovery with the powerful dual-spectrum red light therapy devices that I just showed you. First Round Performance delivers the tools needed to stay at the top of your game. Whether aiming for peak performance or simply wanting to live pain-free, they've got you covered. Visit firstroundperformance.com or shop on Amazon today. They just launched their Amazon store.com, their Amazon store. This is out there, First Round Performance on Amazon. And so go help them out and grab some performance gear today. And please feel free to reach out to us if you have any questions.
Yes, sir.
Go first round.
Go first round, baby.
The promo code will be Coach JB. So check that out and head on over there today.
Get right, baby. First round, the highest quality.
First round performance. Go get you some merch.
Ooh, I like this shirt. I like this shirt, JB.
Peace.
Bailey, you got the hit. You got the hit that was called targeting on this Texas game. This is the issue that we're seeing here. This is what the media and social media and ESPN and all the Arizona State fan base is saying the reason they lost. First of all, you were down 24-8. The game wasn't very close. I don't believe this is the call that lost you the game. I'm glad that Kenny Dillingham basically just said, hey, I don't know what targeting is. Basically being a smartass saying that the rule changes per referee, per call. The refs changes every day. I want to be on record to just say this. That's just used to be called football. That's why we wear helmets. And I'm tired of the fucking narrative that it's targeting. The media pushes targeting. The media pushes suspensions. The media pushes these things in a gladiator sport. Stop. That's the problem. Stop. That was a bang-bang play that he wrapped up. Intentions were arms were out. There was no, I'm leading with the crown like a spear. Stop, man. This motherfucker, that's a bang-bang tackle, dog. I mean, it is what it is.
I saw this live, and that never even came to my mind that was supposed to be, a penalty at all. So, people are talking about it now. If you slow down damn near any tackle, there's going to be some contact with the head. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, most tackles, there's going to be some sort of contact. I don't get it. I agree with you 100% on that.
Let's start the show right off with our main man, our special Tuesday, Thursday guest, Korean Cosell himself, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Gem, our main man, co-host of the Jason Whitlock Show, Fearless, and the 3 Knockdown Rule, Mario Lopez. Steve Kim joins us on a Thursday, the day after New Year's. Happy New Year, Steve.
Happy New Year's, guys. How you doing?
Good.
Good, man. Good. Hey, to start the show, you saw that play, that bang-bang play. I was on the yacht yesterday because football is just so shitty and watered down. I don't watch it no more. What do you think about this play here? Is it more of a media narrative that we want the fucking targeting calls to be made by the Scott Van Pelt of the world and the Stephen A. Smith that they advocate for this? Or is this what the rule is and it should have been called? Where are you at with it? I think this is football growing up. You and I both know I think this was just football. That's why we have plastic helmets on. But now we push for it to be called all the time. It is what it is. I just think that the fan base wants it to be called because that team lost, and the team that won obviously don't want it called. That's just how it goes. But I think that was a football play, but everybody will say that was targeting. Where are you at with this?
Someone said if that's not targeting, we should get rid of the rule on Twitter to me, and I said, no, we should get rid of the rule regardless.
The rule should be, yeah.
Any fan that wants to have a game decided by that call, I have no respect for. None. That reminds me of the Wesley Basaint hit in the Cal-Miami game. This is football. Is there spearing? Yes. Are there certain calls that should be made? I guess, yeah. But that is an important – I think that was 3rd and 15. That guy is supposed to come up there with some aggression and to make sure he gets the guy down. And also, the term is forcible contact. The guy – I don't know if he was defenseless. The guy had the ball. This is not two-hand touch football. So I don't like the rule. I don't like the fact that people are now pushing for it, and then fans and players themselves are now trying to bait the call.
Yeah.
I think the spirit of the rule has been completely completely bastardized, and I'm glad that there was no flag on that play.
Yeah, people are acting like he was supposed to run and push him. Like, that's what they're really wanting. That's what social media and, pussies in the chat like Kung Fu Hillbilly, that's what they want. They want to turn this into because he's a made-up human. We like to call him on this show, this Kung Fu Hillbilly. They want a two-hand touch game. This is pads. We play pads, homie. We play this game with pads and a helmet. So it's not two-hand touch. I just want to be clear. Stop advocating for two-hand touch. That's what girls do in flag football's called. That's what they call flag football. So I don't know what game you want to watch, but I'm tired of watching flag football. I want to see a man's game again. I don't know, Steve. Bad.
Yeah, and by the way, I like Sark. If he nearly blew that game, you have the far superior team. And you're up 24-8. You got to. I left from my friend's house. I said, okay, I'm just gonna watch the other games. I'm just going. By the time I got to the 7-Eleven to buy something, someone told me the game was tied. I'm like, how do you blow that game? You have every conceivable advantage.
And that's a good point. I was on the yacht watching that play. And wasn't the ball tipped?
That I don't recall, to be honest with you.
Do you have the whole clip, Bailey, at all? I would bet my house that the ball was tipped. And if the ball is tipped, in my opinion, I thought all bets were off.
Well, that's on pass interference.
That's interference it is.
That's pass interference and things of that nature. I don't know if it has anything to do with targeting. They still don't want people getting their neck broken, but...
Ball was tipped. Ball was tipped, clearly. And I'm just trying to figure out. Ball's tipped, though. The ball... here's my point to the rule. Not that it's a uncatchable ball rule or PI rule on the tip ball. I'm talking about if that ball's tipped, all bets are off.
Well,
because I can come in and do anything I want to get the ball now as a defender.
Well, I don't think it's an invite to target, but I will say this: I am now teaching players. If I'm a defensive coach, we are hitting to the hit down. I don't risk it. I would actually say, guys, try not to tackle above the chest. I know it's tough. Look, people get on Kirby Joseph of the Lions for blowing out knees. Well, he's not targeting. Right. I mean, there's a price to pay. Rob Gronkowski nearly had his career ended because people did not want to hit him up high. Yep. So there's going to be another issue you create. You're going to have a lot of blown out ACLs because I think they're going to start just teaching, take out a guy's knees. Yeah. So there's a cost for everything.
And I think some coaches are teaching that, but like to your point, Steve, there are a lot of moments where you just can't hit them mighty low. Like there's just certain moments where it's such a bang play that you're just going to hit them high. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And I don't be clear. I'm not saying that tip balls eliminate target. I mean, I'm not saying you can go in and spear a guy in the face now. I'm not saying. What I'm saying is when the ball is tipped, rules change, and there's other things in the act now. Now it's a free-for-all now when the ball's tipped. I can go get it. O-line, you've seen O-line catch their own tip ball. Quarterbacks catch their own ball. The rules change when tip balls occur. I'm not saying it wasn't targeting. You couldn't call the call targeting. I'm just saying that shit changes and I can get nasty now. I can do some things. I can box you out. I can go get the ball. There's other things that people don't understand when the ball's tipped. So that's all I'm saying. Steve, I thought it was besides the fourth quarter, I thought it was a pretty, the game I expected it to be. A dominant game. Texas dominated up front. Skattebo did his thing, and Arizona State got to the 1 yard line. And I'm like, dude, Kenny, I've watched enough film to know that they spike off the edge at Texas on 4th and short when you get under center. And 2 touchdowns possibly taken off the board right there on 4th and 1 for Arizona State. I would have loved to seen a play action. And Mazzoni called me during the game while I was on the boat, and he's like, man, play pass right here is a touchdown. Yeah. We all can call that from the couch and all that. But what did you see there with that game when it was 24-3?
Look, you got to take points. I don't get it. And then you're 4th and 13, and you give that up. Arizona State, that game reminded me so much because Jake Plummer was on the sideline of the 97 Rose Bowl. They take a late lead. They're on the verge of winning a national championship, and they gave up that late touchdown. I think David Boston caught one in the corner from Joe Germain, and they never really got over that loss. You had 4th and 13 in overtime, and your safety and your whole defensive backfield does not understand the one principle you have to adhere to. Everything has to stay in front. Okay, because they literally have to score a touchdown. A field goal does nothing for them. And the early trips to the end zone, that's the thing. Everyone always talks about going for it all the time. Right, but those missed 3 points that are generally high percentage in a one-possession game, they add up. And as for Texas, Sark, you have the horses. You get the least out of them. I hate to say it. I'm watching this game saying this game should not have been that close based on the fact it was 14-0 after 6 minutes. That game had to be put to bed. Arizona State is a scrappy bunch. They do not have the athletes up front or on the back end as Texas. And I like Ohio State, guys. I've said it from the beginning. They have the best roster in college football. I kept telling people I wouldn't give up on them.
Me too.
And if I am Ryan Day, I tell Chip, come here. If you ignore Jeremiah Smith for too long in any game moving forward, I'm going to fire you right on the spot. Jeremiah Smith needs to get 20 touches a game or targets. I am not ignoring that guy. He is a special generational talent. In fact, I would say, Chip, just so you don't get too smart, I'm going to be on the headsets with you. And every 3 plays, I'm going to say, have you forgotten number 4? Because if you have, I am here to remind you. Do I need to remind you? And you better call a play to him. Because quite frankly, my job's on the line, Chip. Okay,
Right.
You're on a retirement plan. I'm trying to keep my job here. As long as Jeremiah Smith is targeted and you take vertical shots every other possession, I don't see a team beating Ohio State. I think they're the most complete roster in all of college football. They're getting their $20 million worth now.
And now the quarterback, Will Howard, seems to like kind of got a little kind of figured out. I know there was question marks about him throughout this season, and even from like JB and even myself at times, just kind of wondering if he would be good enough to, with all that talent around him, to be able to win in the biggest moments. And I thought he kind of shut a lot of people up as well.
Well, Smitty, that Michigan game plan was a bunch of 6-yard curls.
Yeah.
And comebacks. And I'm like, well, stretch the field. Yeah. Stretch the field. And Jeremiah Smith has the ability, with all due respect to Carnell Tate and Egbuka, they're good. They'll play at the next level. They're not Jeremiah Smith. He is special. And he opens up the whole offense.
Yeah. He makes it easier for those 2 other guys you just mentioned. We saw Egbuka caught a touch. I think his first touchdown pass was down the middle of the field because they're so worried about Jeremiah Smith. That safety opened up and couldn't make it back in time to be part of that play. So I'm with you. Ohio State looks good right now, JB.
Hey, Steve, just as we're talking about that game, I just want to ask you about the second game. This Oregon is getting shellacked. Listen, there's no excuse for the team. You got to play the game and win. You got to play the game, and it doesn't matter who you have to play. It's just like the NFL playoffs. You got to play who you got to play. It's on the schedule. I just don't agree with it. I just thought Oregon got duped on this one. And every team, I believe, after a bye in this tournament's lost.
Yeah.
That's why I do not like the bye week. I said it from the jump. Do not have a bye week. This is college football. Rank them accordingly and fucking play the games. Do it like college basketball if that's what you want. But the bye weeks have literally made it's watered this team that even worse.
Penn State has gotten a pretty favorable draw.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's almost as if they were better off not beating Oregon. Because look, they beat an SMU team that was probably the 12th best team in that 12-team field.
Yeah.
Boise State was a one-man team. They kept themselves in the game to that penalty, took away that touchdown at 24-21, and the air went out of the balloon. But there is a particular pattern that if you were a team, if you played your last game on December 7th, and then you got the bye, it didn't help you. And the teams that were in rhythm from last week got off to really quick starts. Okay? So that's why with the National Football League, I love what Dan Campbell did. Dan Campbell said, hold on, we are football players. We are a football team. We will play football. I get it if a guy is truly injured. You need that extra week, right? But if you're in rhythm, I think you should still play a little bit. I still remember a year where Jim Caldwell had the Colts, I think at 13-0, 14-0, and then he kind of let off the brakes. He put on the brakes. He rested guys. And Peyton Manning said, I think that was a mistake. We never got our rhythm back. And I get it. Injuries can happen. But all I can say is this, on behalf of the Eric Dickerson fan club, good job, Sirianni. We thank you. We endorse this move. It's the only thing we have as a Ram fan of the 80s is 2105 and 1984. So, yes, rest. Just, don't even dress Saquon. But you know what, Saquon? Go to Cancun. Call Nick Van Exel. Take a whole damn week off.
He's like, Saquon, don't warm up. Don't eat.
Don't
team
even
meal.
get dressed. Don't even come to the stadium.
Don't watch film all week.
I'm with you on the Eric Dick. I think ED's the best running back of all time, my personal self. But on seriousness, this Saquon Barkley, is that great humility of just showing this kid's character? Like, I'm not going to rub it in the Giants' face more than it is anything else.
Look, there's a lot of running backs that would not have been happy with the tush push taking away 8 or 9 touchdowns.
Right.
So that's another thing. This is a historically good year. One note, though. So OJ got the 2003 in a 14-game season. Dickerson actually broke that record in a 16-game season on the 15th week. He had a huge game against the Houston Oilers, and he made the cover of Sports Illustrated. Unbelievable picture that I still have. And then the other guys all did it in their 16th week. I remember the one year Jamal Lewis looked like the last game of the year was a Sunday night game. I think it was 2003 against the Steelers. And early on, I was like, uh-oh, we're in trouble. I said, oh, no. But then it slowed down, and when that game ended, I felt like we had won a Super Bowl, me and Eric Dickerson. I said, Eric, we got our record. We're still good. And then there's some other guys, and I was like, guys, I was about to be like Tanya Harding. I was about to be like Tanya Harding.
Chris Johnson.
Chris Johnson. But here's the thing, though, with Dickerson. In that year, they had Jeff Kemp as the quarterback. Ferragamo got hurt. They were literally the most one-dimensional team.
Oh, bad. That's what I'm saying.
This is before Henry Ellard blew up. They had no other threats. Literally, they must have faced 9- and 10-man fronts. There was no threat of the throw game for the most part. So what Dickerson did, I don't care how many carries he had, he was a one-man offense in 1984.
And you can hit running backs in the knees then, FYI.
Yeah.
So,
it was a vicious,
and that was a tall horse running. That was a 6'3" guy running with knees. He did not run low to the ground.
Derrick Henry got close to one year. So
it was a vicious game. I mean, Coach, during Christmas, we watched the New York Sack Exchange 30 for 30. We're watching some of those plays. Man, those guys were barbarians back then. I mean, it was a gladiator blood sport.
And that's why this targeting rule shit, it just makes me just fucking, I just irk at this targeting thing. I'm just like, come on, man. Just stop. Play.
I mean, you watch those highlights and the whole body weight, you can't hit the quarterbacks too hard.
Slam his ass down.
I mean, you have to let up on them and let them down and cradle them. Back then, with the stuff that they would do, these guys were savages. I mean, they were truly savages. And Joe Klecko looked like a mob muscle guy. Marty Lyons was a tough guy. Abdul Salam, the soldier of peace, he was the nicest guy. He's not the first guy you'd mess with in a bar fight. Gastineau was built like Conan the Barbarian. I mean, those guys were men. I mean, they were a different breed of men back then.
Smoking cigarettes at halftime in the locker room, drinking beer, shooting up, just whatever you want to do.
They really were. Hey, we got a topic for you. You might get asked on Whitlock today. We don't know.
Well, we're coming back Monday. Whitlock's off to the 6th.
Okay, you've been off. Okay, good. Then we're going to do Whitlock. We're going to do a Whitlock segment right now then. We're going to do a Whitlock segment right now with Smitty, though, right now. Bailey, bring it in. Let's do it. Don't sexualize me, Steve. That's all I'm going to say.
So for the audio listeners, who can't see this, Uncle Reese, we know months ago, I think I don't know on a podcast or what, but just telling people not to sexualize her so much. I guess she gets a lot of crazy messages in DMs, whatever the case may be. But she's been getting some heat for this New Year's outfit for the video people who are watching this. And there's a video from Steve Kim's guy, Charleston White.
Yeah.
Reese. Check this out.
He might well just start selling pussy. I'll be looking at the way she dressed. She don't want to play basketball. She want a hoe. She got that hoe spirit. Is she a basketball player? Don't nobody listen. Don't no woman play basketball. Them boys like don't no real woman shoot no hoop.
Fuck he wearing?
That's y'all boy, man. I know you and Steve, y'all love y'all some Charleston White, man.
Man, I would love to meet Charleston. I would love to interview Charleston. He'd be one of the few people I'd actually like to have dinner with. There's always that question, if you could pick 3 people or 4 people to have dinner with, he would be at the top of the list. It'd be him, Thomas Sowell, Jimmy Johnson, and I have to think about the other one. But Charleston White is the marksman. He never misses. People are angered by him. They don't like him. If Charleston White, here's what he needs to do, though, this year. This needs to be his resolution. If you want to really create interest in this league, he needs to do a weekly WNBA podcast and just let him say what he wants. It would be hilarious. Every clip would go viral. I'd be the first subscriber, and I would drop a lot of likes.
I might have to do a WNBA take myself. Steve, where are you at? Listen, man, it is what it is. The problem I find, first of all, let's start at the top. Let's start, Smitty, in all seriousness, at the top. The fundamental issues, why Brittany Griner and the rest of the league goes abroad to go get bigger paying days, because the WNBA just doesn't pay them enough to, I guess, to their liking, where they can stay here and not rent $4,000 condos and all the shit that we've seen these girls say on social media. So they go chase the bag other ways, right? I'm not mad at it. It is what it is. Go do it. Go get your money. On the other side is, though, just don't sexualize me and then come out and have the ass and titties out, because that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm not, but I'm going to look. And I guess if that's what you consider sexualizing, then so be it. But I'm going to look.
I think when she said the sexualized comments, there was more so tailored to, like, I guess, like, weird people coming in their DM saying all type of stuff. But that's just part of social media. It is what it is. Again, you know, I'm not giving her credit.
I've got to give her credit looking at that, but not to sexualize her, just an observation. She has bigger Spaldings than I thought. Respect.
Listen, Andrew Reese look good. Like, I ain't gonna lie. In my opinion, I think
they're real. Are those real or fake?
I don't
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
And if you feel like you're looking good, I appreciate it.
I'm just looking at the aesthetics. I don't care if they're all natural or not, but the Spaldings are bigger than I thought. But yes, Angel, we will not sexualize you, because you do that just fine. Thank you. Thank you.
Here's the bottom line, I think, Smitty.
Here goes some bullshit. I can tell by your face how you turn. You go like, Jay, about to say something crazy by the face he makes, Steve. It's like a certain. You like turn his head to the side.
No, I'll never put Steve in a precarious situation. Here's the thing, Steve.
But me, though, you do it.
Smitty, what do we know her as?
That's why LSU, Caitlin Clark.
No, we don't. No, we don't. We look at her as wannabe hoe. She want to be wannabe hoe.
Andrew Reese.
I'm talking about guys, Smitty. We're talking about 3 men. What do guys see when they see her? Not a basketball player. We see her as a hoe.
A lot of missed layups.
Come on, man.
A lot of missed
We're not
layups.
looking at his basketball. Let's be honest, dog. We're not looking at
when I think Andrew Reese, my immediate mindset, I think it's Caitlin Clark, because that's what.
Baby, you gotta be shitting me. So, Steve, we see her, and Smitty's like, "Oh yeah, you seen Angel Reese's crossover? That motherfucker's wicked. Did you see her?"
I'm saying that's the fault. That's the fault. That's how we know her from. That's where we know her from.
Damn, I saw Angel Reese was good when like titties was out here. I saw her on the Shaq show. Titties was out talking about mama. Then we not talk about her layup skills, Smitty. Stop. Come on, man. Let's be honest here.
What I'm saying, we're talking about 2 different things, JB.
Why did Shaq get heat for saying what a lot of people were thinking? Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Y'all need to play in the lingerie. Y'all need to play in the Victoria's Secrets. I'm thinking, well, not all of them. Not all of them. Some of them. Not a lot of them. Let's be honest. But good job, Angel. Good job. You won't say
it is what it is. I would love. I mean, I could talk about it forever. Shaq is. I'm with Shaq. I said it 15 years ago. Lower the rim in the WNBA. Maybe I'll watch. Maybe.
He said that on an Inside the NBA where Candace Parker.
Oh, yeah, she was hot. She was hot.
And she was all angry, and I'm like, and her attitude, and it just said to me, Candace, you're actually one of the nicer people. You're actually one of the more palatable ones. Your reaction is why a lot of people don't like your league.
Yeah,
Shaq
I love Candace.
meant no malice by what he's actually trying to help you. Now, I'm not I'm not.
But I think the women
convinced.
taking it disrespect because for them it's like.
I get it.
I guess if you're playing the sport and you're telling me like, I need to lower my rim, I need to do it's almost like discrediting their work or their talent.
Yeah, I get it. We get it, Smitty.
So I'm saying I can understand if I'm in their shoes, I would probably be offended too. If I'm in their shoes, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, I get it. We get it all. But the bottom line is, we're not watching your sport. You're not making any money.
They do got viewers now.
Lower the rim. Well, they got it because of a white girl, but not anything else.
That's fine. But it takes that. The NBA, once Larry and Magic joined the NBA, the ratings started to go. So it takes somebody.
And by the way, shout out to Candace Parker, Smitty. Shout out to Candace Parker because that's the real CP3, not Chris Paul. Steve, Jaylen Ramsey. Got to take another little shot with you here. He's taking some heat on a X post, Twitter X.
What happened?
With his kids, flipping off the kid.
I mean, who's that for? His baby mamas or something? What there?
I don't know what made Jaylen do this. I saw that. I said I already knew. As soon as I saw this.
Smitty, I'm going to hear your take on this because you are a person that is like a half glass full empty guy, and I love this because you're big on social media and how it works. Actually, no, understand something. Smitty understands everything about social media, how this shit works. Like, he knows if that's a good tweet, a bad tweet, a fucking enemy. He understands it. So go, Smitty, cook on this. I got to hear you on this one.
Nah, I mean, there's no reason to do this and I don't have no kids yet, but as a father, why do you have your kids? And these are all like babies. Like, these ain't no like 15, 16 year olds. These are babies. I think there's 3 girls here, and you told them to put their middle finger out. So now what's gonna happen is they're gonna go to school or whatever the case may be, and now they're gonna flick off their teachers or people of authority. But you can't get mad at your kid now because you gave them the green light to use their middle finger. You know what I'm saying? You can't turn the switch on and off. So like as a father, I'm sure in his head he was thinking this was a lighthearted thing, it was funny, whatever. But no, kids are impressionable. Kids are sponges. You tell them something, they're gonna soak it in, and now they believe they can just do this. And so I just, as a leader, as a father, you should never do this. And then you decide to post it on your page. I'm like, come on, Jay. It's like laughable because like it makes no sense.
I'm gonna be Smitty. I'm gonna be the other guy today. Like, fuck it, fuck the world. Go ahead, Jaylen Ramsey, do your thing, man. Fuck it. They're gonna talk shit anyway about your girls later on in life anyway. So fuck them.
That'd make a good Christmas card, though. Can you imagine? From the Ramsey family.
Crazy.
Jaylen's an interesting guy.
But I fuck with Jay. I like Jaylen on the field, though. On the field, I like Jaylen.
He got paid. So, hey, it is what it is. Fuck it. I don't know. He got paid. Steve, what's the next big boxing thing before we go on to the next football topic? What's the next big boxing event? Any of them?
Nah, not really. Just whatever.
Nothing.
Steve really don't like boxing. Like,
no, I do, but I don't
like.
Look, the January schedule is not great. There's not really a big show till about February. The rematch with Bivol, better be a big card out there in Saudi Arabia. But other than that, it's just whatever. It's just I'm just kind of playing out the string with the football season. Today's a Georgia Notre Dame game. That thing got backed up. I'm just 1:00, so my schedule got completely compressed. But in terms of a big fight, February 22nd, that's the first big one, and then the fights happen, and it is what it is. Just turn the page.
I saw Deontay Wilder officially retired.
No, I think he's not retired, is what Malik Scott said. He's not retired. Well, I don't think he is. Malik Scott, his trainer that I know very well, known him for years, he's making comments that, hey, no, we're going to see him in 2025.
Really? Okay, I must have been misinformed. Damn.
Steve, let's talk about tonight's game real quick, or today's game now. What are you expecting with this 1:00 game postponement? This is, again, we want to call these kids grown-ups and pay them to play, just as the NFL does. They pay players to play football. That's their profession. That's their career. That's the salary they get. This is what college is now. It's no longer student athletes. We got to stop doing that.
Yeah.
So these kids today at 1:00, Smitty, Bailey, everybody out. Yep. I don't want to hear an excuse about their kids and they had to change their schedule and they had to get out of a hotel and they were on lockdown. No, motherfucker. You got paid millions of dollars. Go fucking play the game, just as an NFL player did when Damar Hamlin died on the football field. Let's stop. You have to play the game.
Well,
so today, what do you expect today?
I think Notre Dame is right in this game. I think Notre Dame's going to give Georgia hell. I actually think – I know every year Notre Dame's supposedly overrated. They don't belong. Maybe in other years that was true. And I know they lost to Northern Illinois about 10 years ago. It's a different team. It's a different team, and Riley Leonard is operating that offense a little bit better. Georgia, you know what is not talked about, guys, throughout the whole year, and I didn't understand why. The loss of Ladd McConkey and really Brock Bowers, who was one of the all-time greatest college tight ends ever based on his production, has not been talked about. And I know Carson Beck has been mediocre to bad, and now he's banged up, but he lost an unbelievable amount of production and talent. And the Georgia receivers are very pedestrian. I think they actually lead the country in drops. One guy can't stop jumping and having the ball hit his face mask and bounces away. I think it's Arian Smith. But that's going to be an issue. And by the way, I know this makes Miami fans just absolutely angry. Al Golden has turned into an elite defensive coordinator. I think he's going to get a head coaching job down the line. Congratulations to him. Notre Dame is going to be in this game. I actually think Notre Dame's defense and their running game with Jeremiah Love, Notre Dame's a threat, guys. I actually think they are a top 3 or 4 team legitimately this season.
Me and Steve have been in sync with our college football predictions and picks. If I'm not correct me if I'm wrong, JB, I think I said the same thing yesterday about Notre Dame as well. I believe in Notre Dame. I think they're rolling right now. I mean, since the NIU lost, they just not looking back.
Gotten better
every single week.
Hey,
so.
Coach.
I'm gonna with you. I was 1 for 1 yesterday, but I am overall. I have a 86% win percentage picking games. But anyway, yesterday I was 1 for 1. I get it. Texas shit the bed, and they still won the game as I predicted. But the Oregon team just didn't show up. It is what it is. I have said Georgia will dominate this game. You're trying to change my mind, Steve, but I'm going to stick with Georgia for this simple fact. Jay Love, who I like a lot, I think he's the 3rd best running back in college football. I don't think he runs. You're going to see a Genty struggle 100-yard game versus a superior opponent like he faced Penn State against that O-line, D-line that had no help with. Same with Jay Love. Georgia's going to stymie Jay Love, and it's going to put too much onus on the quarterback, Steve, that we don't know. I don't know what your thoughts are on him, but we watched him last year at Duke. We saw him this year playing. I wouldn't bet on him carrying me against Georgia.
Riley Leonard is a good athlete. He's not a natural thrower. Doesn't have great arm talent, but at the college level, he's good. I'm just telling you, Georgia is not this dominant team everyone thought they were. I mean, they should have lost to Georgia Tech. They got shoved around that game. Guys, Coach, you talked about the NIL. Since the Notre Dame-Georgia game got postponed, me and my buddy Hugo that you met last year at the Super Bowl, and we're at his house. We started watching some stuff on Amazon Prime, and this is a show that came out last year. It's about the NIL program at LSU. They did like a docu-series on Angel Reese, Jaden Daniels, Livy Dunn, and a couple of track athletes. I think every school should watch it because it talked about how LSU dealt with it, the programs they have, the selling of players marketing themselves. And there is a realization. It's here to stay. This is now a job. Once you take money, it is now a profession. It's an occupation, and that comes with obligations. And I think the next step is, because we're seeing where players aren't getting paid, I think we have to make, again, binding contracts, but that comes with the caveat. There is no sitting out.
No.
I think that the players want to have it both ways. We want to get paid, blah, 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 this and that. Here's the issue. You're right. But the other part of it is the school and the program have a right to say, well, yeah, we're on a national stage at a bowl game. We can't have you sit out. So we've gone into this wild, wild west without any guardrails. LSU's actually done a really good job of doing this. The other issue is the NIL. I'm going to say this again. The NIL was intended for Chris Webber at Michigan, Tim Tebow at Florida, Reggie Bush at USC, Larry Johnson. Guys that if they walked down the street in any American city, you would say, hey, that's Michael Jordan. Or when I was growing up, Ralph Sampson, Patrick, you knew who they were.
Right.
But if you're just that guy that happens to be on a team and you're part of a collective, that's just pay for play, which is fine. It is what it is. But like an Olivia Dunn, the gymnast for LSU, that is a true NIL. Okay? But she also has a mindset. This is a second job now. Like, she's really on it. So
let me ask you this. This is a very interesting conversation I had yesterday about what you're kind of leaning towards. If I'm Lincoln Riley and I bring in Caleb Williams with me from Oklahoma, or maybe that's not even a good example. Let's say I'm Mario Cristobal and I recruit Cam Ward to Miami. Is it different when Cam Ward opts out of playing the bowl game than it is if he were to pursue me and want to play at Miami? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but again, the thing with the Cam Ward thing is there was an agreement. Mario Cristobal and the program wanted to look at Emory Williams. This was not just Cam Ward saying, hey, guys, I'm going to set the record first half, I'm out. The program also made a decision is that we have to turn the page on Cam Ward as soon as that third quarter started. I think the criticism of Cam's been a little bit unfair because me as a fan, I needed to know, is Emory Williams even good enough to compete in the spring for a starting job, or do we really need to hit this portal to get a quarterback? I think we got our answer. But yeah, look, as far as I'm concerned, whether you're pursued or you're the pursuee, you take a big NIL package, I think there's an obligation to play.
I'm with you. I agree. It's a great conversation to be had, Smitty. I had it with a former NFL coach who's now not coaching at all, but he was like, if you beg a dude to come and he sits out, it's like
by the way,
you don't owe him shit.
And by the way, I'm sick of the media members who are saying, well, any talk of these NFL guys resting in, easy. They're resting for the playoffs, you dickheads. The lack of honesty with the mainstream media to compare what Josh Allen is doing. Well, hey, guys, Josh Allen's not sitting out his last game. He's resting for the playoffs.
Now, if Josh Allen sat out of a playoff game, that would be like the equivalent to
He's going to start, though, to keep his record intact, I believe. He's going to start the game because I think he has a record.
You know what? But I like what Dan Campbell said. He goes, who do we sit out? We don't have 85 scholarships.
That's why I brought that up the other day. There's a 47-man game day roster, 53-man roster, 47-game day roster. You can't sit 22 guys. I was trying to say, these guys still got to go play. So I brought that up with Smitty the other day on Monday. I'm like, dude, the people out here don't understand how college and pros are totally different as far as roster size. I don't have a bunch of walk-ons, red shirts I can throw in there as pieces of meat.
If you've already earned the bye week, here's the problem. If you create an artificial bye week, that's 1 week off, 2 weeks off. So by the time you get to that playoff game of yours, you are off 20 days. How do you handle?
Oregon's been off 3 weeks. And by the way, if Georgia loses today, they'll be the 4th 1 seed with a bye to go down.
It is a fine line. I look, and I'll relate this to basketball. The greatest miss in Laker history was the three-peat year of '89. The Lakers had won 2 straight titles. It looked like some of the pressure was off. They didn't play that well up until the end. Then all of a sudden, the Lakers got together. They went 11-0 in the first 3 play, and Orlando Woolridge started playing well off the bench. Magic was Magic. Kareem still had a little bit of good basketball left in him. The Lakers looked like the best team all of a sudden. I'm thinking, wow, we might actually do this. And Pat Riley, instead of letting him rest, and again, this goes both ways, he took him up to, I think, Santa Barbara or something.
Yeah, he killed him.
And I actually am very good friends with Michael Thompson. Now, everyone knows him as Clay's father. I know him as the only guy that could really neutralize Kevin McHale. He was part of those back-to-back teams. And I've had dinner with him, and we talk about it a lot. He said 5 minutes before that practice ended, when everything was good, he went up to Billy Burtka, and he sees Riley doing his general pat, and he goes, Billy, let's end this. We're good. 5 minutes later, Byron Scott tore his hamstring. It was over. And that right there, the Laker players never forgave Pat Riley. That was the beginning of the end. They started to rebel against this guy. People forget, Pat Riley got fired the next year after winning Coach of the Year because Byron Scott had enough. Michael Cooper had enough, and the last straw was Magic, who was his head lieutenant, said, I'm done. I can't do Riley anymore. I mean, I know people, I've met people in the Laker organization who said Pat Riley became unbearable and that the way he handled 89 was the beginning of the end. So these coaches, they have a fine line. You know this, JB, between working a guy and then straining a guy. How do you handle that?
That's JB's like the Pat Riley type. He was straining.
Overload. Yeah, but I never overloaded my guys. I knew the difference. You have to know. And he was an ex-player at Kentucky and played for, one of the greatest. And he actually lost, obviously. Glory Road, go watch the movie, great movie. He lost in that game, so he understands overload, in my opinion. I don't know. I see that too. And I'm great. It's good to see Byron Scott and those guys reunite with Pat Riley in Hawaii last summer. And Pat Riley acted as if they were in 88 when he was like, look, get your asses on the line. It was fucking Kareem 80, Magic 68. You know what I mean? It was funny to see it. But, hey, Steve, I said yesterday on the show, if I was the commissioner of the NCAA and in charge of these bowls that are meaningless, according to everybody out there saying that that's why they don't play, why are we paying the teams that win and the teams that lose to compete in the game? The winner gets this, the loser gets this, just like the NBA playing. If we're going to do that and we want to incentivize this and you want a game to be played by the players, they're already getting NIL money. Let's pay the two teams. They clearly can do it. They're making more fist over hand over dollar. Put their ass in play. Pay the team that wins $1 million overall and pay the team that loses $500K. They divvy it up and do it like that.
I mean, they thought about that for boxing, have the winner make more money than the loser, but I don't know, because then athletic directors will say, no, we're not playing that game. We can't. They'll start acting like boxing managers.
They already are, though. That's the problem. They already are. Look at Marshall doesn't even have a team to field. They got to plug and play a team to go play against a team like Army.
I'm with you. Well, look, here's the thing that's funny. Everyone blaming the media for saying, well, the media is at fault because they kept calling the games meaningless, the bowl games. Well, I can honestly say this. I'm not a huge fan of the mainstream media, but I'm still part of the media. The media didn't start calling these games meaningless till the players backed out. Okay? So,
both sides are pointing fingers.
I mean, so...
The players pointed at the media, y'all pointed at the play.
I remember the big moment. This goes way back. In 1990, Miami underachieved. They lost 2 games for the first time. It was terrible. Dennis Erickson, I think, did a terrible job of taking the best team to a non-national title. We lost to BYU, then we lost to Notre Dame. I've never gotten over it, and neither of a lot of the players. So they're out of the national title race, even though they're in the top 5. Because back then, if you had more than 1 loss, you're out. So Miami was rated number 4, and they played number 3 Texas in the Cotton Bowl. And everyone knows the notorious Cotton Bowl. They went buck wild. And they ended up winning 46-3. Players on that team, I know guys on that team, they said, Steve, that game led the momentum all the way to our national title year. Because now we settled ourselves and we said, okay, we are disappointing in 90, even though we finished number 3 in the country. That's not the standard. But every player on that team, including Erickson, has made comments. That Cotton Bowl led to something that carried over to the next year. That element is now gone. It is now completely gone, unfortunately. So I don't know what to really say, but the players themselves, if they would keep playing and competing hard, we wouldn't say a word about it being meaningless. When Christian McCaffrey made the decision to sit out, well, there's a realization, well, maybe this game's not that important then. That's the reality. Don't blame the media. We're just in this particular instance, they are just reporting and commenting on something that is taking place in front of them. You bail out and you load management. Look, the NBA's finding this out. You tell the public, well, we're not going to play from November through April every game. Well, the public's going to say, well, it's not that important then. Deal with the ramifications.
Yeah. Real quick, Steve, before you get out of here, this weekend's no Thursday night football game. Amazon games are done. Thank God.
No, they were actually pretty good this year. It wasn't that bad.
They weren't that terrible this year.
It was solid this year. JB just said
two were good. 2 were good. 2 out of 15. Hey, so the Browns and the Ravens play. Meaningless game. We'll probably want to see Lamar. I would not expect too much.
The Ravens are fighting for the division still.
Yeah, there's ramifications for one team. Lions Vikings Sunday night. Oh, it's going to be a battle. It's going to be a battle.
What I'm saying is, I don't expect that game to be close. I don't believe those guys are going to be playing in the second half of that football game. I think the Ravens will be up 30-0 at halftime, and this game will be over. The Browns will play with some type of pride, but they're 3-13. The Ravens better stomp their asses out because the Bengals and the Steelers, to my point, are playing later on in that day. Right. And that's the game that matters, Smitty. Not the damn Ravens-Browns. The Ravens better handle their business.
Well, the Browns beat the Ravens this year, so I'm just saying it's a division game. Shit happens.
That's my point.
So
this should be a blowout. This should be a blowout.
They both important. They both at work. They both important, baby.
I don't want Lamar to be selfish, but if I'm Lamar, I want to put up some numbers. I still think he might be the MVP, guys.
6 touchdowns, Lamar.
I look at those numbers. I'm like, how do you take it? I get it. He doesn't have the best record. And I guess that's now tied into it, except when it's not. If Lamar puts up another 3 to 5 total touchdowns, another 250 to 300 yards, no interceptions, I look at the totality of his season. He had one really bad game, the Steelers, the first one. But other than that, he has played at a really high level. I think it's tough to take that MVP from Lamar.
I agree 100%. Even though he doesn't have the same amount of wins as the Bills, they're going to end the season 12-5. It's not like they're
9-8. Yeah,
9 exactly. That's a hell of a season.
To be clear, like TJ Too Nasty and all these fucking idiots in the chat, they all are aligned with you, Smitty. Oh, how are you supposed to beat a team that they already beat you, Cleveland? Hold on, homie. You all come on this show talk about the Ravens are the greatest goddamn thing since sliced bread, though. But all of a sudden now you can't beat the fucking Cleveland Browns? Make it make sense.
They're going to beat them like a rented rule. They're going to beat them.
Then you're not very good, Smitty. And Lamar's not the trophy winner.
Our argument isn't that they should blow them out. My argument is the game matters, Jason.
I don't care. It doesn't make sense.
The game matters.
I think the Browns. Look, I think the Ravens are going to blow them out. I believe that Lamar's going to do what he does. And if you look at the totality of the numbers, I think it is very difficult to actually have a strong case against Lamar winning another MVP. Now, whether he gets it done in the playoffs and in January, where they can go into Arrowhead, that's a different story. But what has happened in the playoffs should not take away or impact the voting of this year's MVP. That is all I am saying. Now, Detroit and Minnesota. Big game. Big game.
Well, first of all, go back, though. Pittsburgh, Cincy is a big one, Steve. I mean, that's going to have some
Look, Burrow's had a great year. If Burrow would have gotten half a defense, this should be a 12-win team.
Well, he's also the MVP then. He was also
But remember, though, the MVP now seems to be tied in the record. It does.
I'm saying if what you said, if they had a defense, they'd be fucking 12-4, and he would be the MVP.
I'm with you, but look, I would hate to face the Bengals in round one. If I'm one of those teams up top, I don't want anything to do with Cincinnati. I just wouldn't.
That's why I want them to get in, though. I want them. It's gonna make things interesting, and I think I don't have the bracket in front of me, but if they get in, won't they be on the side of the Chiefs? Like
I think
things
they
play out.
might. Yeah, you're right about that. Oh, that'd be good.
And me, you guys know I'm a Lamar Ravens fan, so matchups matter. For whatever reason, Joe Burrow, he plays well against the Chiefs for whatever reason.
And the Bills.
The Bengals outscoring the Chiefs. The Chiefs defense is crazy. I wouldn't be shocked if the Bengals upset the Chiefs in playoffs. But I still don't feel confident. Bengals should have beat them this year because I haven't seen it yet. So the way things could line up, man, I don't know. You can get very.
The Bengals have 3 losses that haunt them. 2 to the Ravens that they dominated in, and the Chiefs. They dominated that game as well, and they lost. Just similar to what we saw yesterday in the Arizona State-Texas game. They lose at the end in 3 of those games. They'll win those 3 games right there. The Bengals are sitting here talking about Joe Burrow MVP, and they're sitting there locked in already. And so I'm just saying those 3 games alone right there puts them at what, 11 and whatever? 11 and 5.
So they need to win. They need Denver to lose against the Chiefs, and the Chiefs are resting all their starters. So that's going to be interesting. And then
here's the thing, though. If you're a Chief and Andy Reid's smarter than that, Smitty, I don't know if they do what they do because if they let Denver just mud stomp them, the Bengals are out, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm just saying, man, this is going to be very, very interesting chess match that you're going to see with the Chiefs-Broncos game.
But if I'm the Ravens, I play this hard. I'm not letting up. I want to continue the rhythm. The defense has gotten a little bit better with Kyle Hamilton, made some adjustments on the back end. I still think the Ravens are a very tough out. If there's ever a year the Ravens can make a run, it might be this one, but they cannot ignore Derrick Henry. When they give them the ball 20 times, they're pretty unstoppable. They're pretty unstoppable. So we shall see, guys.
I've been telling JB he don't believe me. I'm glad Steve Kim said it. Maybe JB will come to my side and believe in the Ravens a little bit more. So we'll see.
No, never will. He'll never win a Super Bowl. Hey, Steve, I want to ask you something real quick before you leave. The Commanders and Jaden Daniels, should he not be more serious in the consideration of MVP for what he's done?
He'll be in the top 10. He's had a great year. They've done a great job of surrounding him or really getting him with a good system.
And Sam Darnold, he's 14-1.
Yeah, I think the Vikings have an issue. Who's the quarterback of their future?
He's got to be it.
See, I was never that high on J.J. McCarthy as a top 20 pick.
Me either.
But if you stick with McCarthy and Darnold is not there, that salary cap dynamic completely changes. Now you're on a rookie quarterback salary, and you could really fortify the team. Now, if you say, okay, we're going to stick with Sam because we think he's shown us enough,
50 million.
All right, now that's 45, 50, 55 million. So, you have to make some decisions there.
Yeah, I don't think this falls off trees. The quarterback that's having a year like this with the coach that's the head coach, play caller, they don't fall off trees. There's very few of them sitting around the NFL. Andy Reid, Mahomes.
If I'm Sam Darnold and I want to be in the best situation possible, there's not a lot of teams where you get a Justin Jefferson and then an Addison. There's not. And then you have Kevin O'Connell, that play calling he did at the end of that Packers game were first down pass. And then third down, I'm thinking, okay, Green Bay, you got to watch the bootleg. I'm just telling you, this guy's gutty. And they ran a bootleg, and then I said, oh, boy, this Kevin O'Connell's got some brass ones. So
we broke it down yesterday with Coach Mazzoni. We actually broke down the Vikings game, and as a play caller would do with the head coach, and Smitty did a hell of a job on defense trying to defend it and discuss it. And we agree. He makes some shit. He calls some things, and we're like, oh, shit, man. Retrospectively speaking, we're like, should he boot left? Should he boot Sam Darnold left to a naked Bosa? Well, they do it. He does it. So, it is what it is. The Vikings have a shot to be the 1 seed. Should the NFL reseed their thinking when it comes to the playoffs, though? Because it would be a travesty to see a 14-2 or whatever.
I don't know. Look,
5 seeds. 5 seed.
Look, that's the rules. Maybe they should. That's for other people. I don't know. There's other years a team's going to be 8-8, make the playoffs. So
yeah.
All I know is this: Sunday night's going to be the game I'm waiting for, and I can't wait. I hope Dan Campbell. I know he's going to have his guys ready. The key is, can Detroit create 3 punts? If they can create 3 punt situations on defense, they can win that game. But
if you're a guy that's going in, and I had to ask you a question that was a poll question type of question, who would you be more scared of, the Rams or the Bengals, playing them first?
They're kind of the same team. As long as Stafford has Kupp and Nakua healthy, they have a puncher's chance. So, look, those 2 teams are absolute wild cards. When you have an elite quarterback with real arm talent and with some weapons,
and a running back that's pretty damn good.
Yeah, Tyler Williams.
So. Yeah. So, Steven, great man. Happy New Year's. I'll see you next week. All right, brother. Later. Both of those teams are scary, Smitty. Rams, Bengals with 2 ball spinners. And I would say the third team that's scary is the Bucs, who also have beat the Lions.
The Bucs are definitely scary with Baker Mayfield leading the way, 100%.
They got to get in, though. They got to get in, and they require a little bit of help too. So it's going to be interesting to see this weekend unfold as we're in week 18 of the NFL. This is the final week of the season, so it's going to be interesting. Glad to know the game is on today. They discussed yesterday after the bombing and terrorist attack in America that we hopefully don't see too much more of. We saw 2 in the same day yesterday. I don't believe in coincidences. The Las Vegas bombing and New Orleans. Shout out to everybody that's passed, T's and P's. I'm glad they're playing. Hopefully they've done their sweeps to make sure the players are safe. I wanted to just discuss this because there was a Princeton star football player who a buddy of mine coached that was one of the victims in the bombing. Shout out to the Princeton player who passed away just being an innocent bystander at the game in New Orleans. Just a fucking travesty, man, that we're having to worry about our own soil being protected while we walk around doing the things Americans have done forever, that as long as we've been alive at least. The freedom to walk around and watch football games, go to concerts, go to clubs, party, whatever we want to do. It seems to be really, really restricted right now. And I don't know if I would tell my kids or anybody to go to any of these fucking events right now in an unsure world that we're in right now. So I just want to shout out to the kid at Princeton, man, who lost his life, and all the other 14 victims. But we saw a person die in Vegas as well. So over 15 people have died in a matter of 2 days on American soil by a terrorist attack. So I'm glad to say all that we're playing a game today, get our minds off it. I think you do need comedy in bad, sad times. I think you do need entertainment in bad, sad times. So the game's going to be played right there where this happened, man. And unfortunate we get to see the game because there was mentions of it being played tomorrow or Friday. And I'm like, I don't know how you can do that. Are you going to push everybody back? Or are you going to make this team have a short week now?
Right.
You know what I mean? So I was like, how are they going to do this? Moving the game? You going to refund the $100,000 that's going to the game? It's just a nightmare logistically. If I were the bowl committee trying to figure out how they had to do that. So I'm glad they're playing as soon as they could right after. But now these kids, speaking back to football in real life, football's being played. These kids and coaches and everybody involved now got to switch the fucking mechanism and quiet the noise, quiet the outside noise, and get on task. And it's 2 good fucking football teams about to go head-to-head here in a few hours and determine who is in this Final Four of the first 12-team college football playoff. In 2025, we'll decide it here, and that's Georgia-Notre Dame game. Just to reiterate, Smitty, you like Notre Dame, I like Georgia. I just think that they're going to stop Jay Love because Georgia's D-line is just better. And I think that you're going to put too much pressure on their quarterback to survive and play in a big, big game, which I've seen him do and struggle in. When he was at Duke and earlier this year. So Notre Dame playing as good as anybody. I agree with you. But when you get hit in the mouth, man, early, that changes your thought process. I think Georgia hits them in the mouth, and I just think there's a lore out there that Notre Dame struggles with beating SEC teams in big-time moments. I'm gonna go with Kirby Smart out coaching Marcus Freeman in that big game because he's been there, done that. I think Freeman's done a hell of a job. I think he's an ascending coach on the way to doing great things there. But I think Kirby Smart's going to be the team that fires their asses up like they did against TCU when you saw him motherfucking the locker room. He's going to say, you want to be the fucking 4th team that had a bye that gets fucking beat? So I think they'll be the team that don't get beat, and that's what I'm going to bet on. I think Georgia gets it done today.
I'm betting on Notre Dame, man. Taking the money line. I believe in their defense. I think their defense is going to win this game. I think, I don't believe Carson Beck is playing. They got the backup in. We've already seen some struggles on their offense as is. Now with the backup playing, I just don't really trust it. I think Notre Dame's defense is going to be they're going to get some key turnovers to help their offense out, put them in positions to have shortened fields and be able to score easier, even though they're going to get some more superior talent on that Georgia front. I think they'll just be in short guard situations and in short field situations where they can go out there and score easy. So I'm going to bet US. I'm placing my bet right after this show here, and I'm putting my money and my dollars on Notre Dame to win in upset fashion.
Yeah. Be interesting. I'm going to bet US and use my promo code CoachJB.
Okay.
And get a 150% bonus.
Okay.
and I'm going to bet Georgia.
Okay. Well, we're going to see who's going to win. One of us is going to wake up later on happy, and somebody's going to be sad. We'll see who's who and what's what. But I know what we're going to do right now. You're going to go get some coffee. I'm going to go do 25 push-ups, take a piss. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap up this show with a banger. We got more football to talk about. We got some hockey to talk about. My LA Kings went out there and did their damn thing last night. Shout out to them. And, hey, who else knows what we're going to talk about? We're going to talk to the chat. We might cut somebody out. We might let y'all call in. But you got
to Coach Fred. Coach Fred said my code not working. Coach Fred be trolling, though, because he makes inside, backdoor moves. And Coach Fred's a hustler, man. Florida, you know what I'm saying? Gold front.
Schemes, yeah.
Yeah, him and Bailey got something going. I don't know if I trust Coach Fred or not on this because everybody else's code's working. So why he won? See, I can see he won another code that's like double it up. Give him the double.
His code.
He won his own code too.
He's talking about his actual code. Yeah,
he won his own code. Coach Fred, 150% off. Damn, man. Between him and Shaun King, epitome of BPS. Those two motherfuckers be wanting a lot of shit. Let's throw that out there.
Coach Fred had a legit list of every NIL thing. And then Shaun King forever. I need to be in the intro video. I need my own intro video. I need another video. He wanted 4 videos just for him coming on the show every day. 4 videos. I said, damn, Shaun.
He said Coach Fred 21 not working. See, he won his own thing.
I told you. That's what he's talking about.
Well, maybe call NCAA on your ass, Coach Fred, because you ain't supposed to be betting, are you?
Well, they changed the rules. Now you do whatever. We'll be back.
Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8.
Can't fucking believe you. See this fucking belt? You see this? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You guys are fucking shitting. Just fucking unearthed the motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Now, let's check now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down. Sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old. My back hurts. I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here. Sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down. Now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this again? So I had to. Ash, remember this? Remember you ate this? Did you do this? He ate once. I put this little moat around it. And just a sitting area. Come over here. We got the flat stick basketball court and driving range. So if I ever want to pull out the big dog, that's our net. All we do is just slap down our driving range, you know. Bam, swing away. And that's where we swing into the net. Jimmy crack corn on this hoop. And here's my RV parking where I park the whips. Let's take you out and show you a few. Out these double gates, I'll show you a few cars. Come on out. So right here, of course, is the bad boy. The last year they made this Cadillac
EXT, one of a kind. Can't find these anywhere. And then you come out here, you got the 650i, BMW, rag top, 500 to the rear, white interior. You know, you can't beat it. This is my baby though, my truck. Full sound, custom sound system in both. Top notch, only as I do. And obviously, this is my crib. Oops. All right, that's JB's Cribs. Appreciate you jumping by, coming by. Listen, it's time to go. Now take your asses and get the hell out of here. I'm about to go cook some slapstick tri-tip. It's been a pleasure. Now go home. Peace. Get to look down on the property. That'll do it. Real Coach JB's Cribs. Peace. Yeah, we're in the building, man. It's a truth-telling Thursday, so ask no question, I tell you no lie. That's how I operate. So you want to ask a question in the chat? Go ahead and ask a question. Smitty's taking a shit and moving his car apparently and doing all kind of other old shit. It's crazy. But the Ravens better beat the Browns. Since all you fucking Lamar sexuals and the Ravens fucking defenders are in here, you better beat the fucking Browns. You're so fucking good, homie. You guys are fucking unbelievable. They should dominate the team they already lost to, Coach. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, I do. They fucking, if they lose to Cleveland, they shouldn't even be in the fucking playoffs. That's my fucking point. They're 3-13, homie. Oh, fucking Lamar sexual. I haven't asked like Smitty and them. Oh, what up, Smitty? You back?
You cuss too much, man. One thing I want you to try to do is cuss a little bit less this show, or moving forward and just in life. You don't need to cuss as much as you do. Number one. Number two, I want you to stop hating on Lamar Jackson so much and just appreciate his greatness. Because when these guys retire and they get away from the game, we gonna look back and like, dang man, I didn't really fully appreciate him while he was playing. So right now, while we're in his prime and we're seeing his presence, just appreciate his greatness and the other players' greatness as well. Number three, I want you to stop over exaggerating in 2025. I want you to come on this show and be accurate. You know what I'm saying? Keith Smith, my cousin. JB, what's your New Year's resolution? That's a great question from my cousin. Answer Keith real quick and I'll continue with my list.
To not have titties like you.
Come on, homie. This is one of our longtime supporters, bro, and you constantly come on here and bash this man.
I don't want titties hanging in my kneecaps, homie. That's a resolution. I'm trying to get right, not get worse like Keith.
That's a damn shame, man. Keith, he ain't got a resolution. He don't have a resolution. That's his answer.
Keith's getting worse. Keith's getting worse.
How you know?
Because year to year, he has no resolution. His resolution is to eat as many motherfucking donuts as he can. That's not a resolution that's conducive for success.
Why you roasting my cousin like this, though? Like this is my blood cousin.
Good. Then you fucking better talk to him.
It's a lot that you need to change, man, as you go into this new year. I'm gonna just say that. So, and I'm gonna hold you accountable as your homie.
Are you a biblical person?
Yeah. I'm a Christian. Yes.
Because a real Christian, biblical person, they wouldn't judge another person.
Stop. That's a lie.
So I'm just throwing it out there. So are you judging me?
People who are like halfway Christians, like they just use the little popular sayings and stuff like that. You know, Jesus turned water into wine. You thou shalt not judge. It's like, and so that's one, like, you're one of those. One of those.
Are you judging me? You judging me?
One of those half steppers.
I mean, the Bible says you're not supposed to judge nobody.
People do get judged about based upon certain things. People,
but
it's
they
okay
shouldn't.
for us as humans to. It's okay for So for example, we shouldn't judge the motherfucker that has ran over and killed 10-some people in New Orleans. No, I'm gonna look at him and I'm gonna have an opinion about that.
Not according to the Bible.
I'm not the ultimate decider. I'm not the ultimate decider of where he ends up at. No, that's not.
No.
That's higher power to do that. But it's okay to have an opinion about something. And
but you never read the Bible. You just be talking
it. For me to say, hey, JB, I think boom, 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 boom would be better. It's not about judging. It's about improving.
Then you shouldn't be talking about the Bible. Then,
Jason,
you didn't read the Bible.
So I want you to.
Then you don't read the Bible. Then you don't read the Bible, then, homie.
All right, tell me the whole Bible right now, front to back.
Thou shalt not judge anybody, no matter what they do. No matter what they do. So stop judging, homie. It doesn't matter. I mean, we can call them a bitch and an asshole and a dickhead and all that. It doesn't matter, homie. The Bible said, and I asked you if you're a biblical man. So don't judge me, homie. Don't judge me for cussing. That's all I'm saying.
Man. Like that.
That's what I want you to do. I want you to do is not judge me going forward because I cuss.
Do you think that'll make me better?
I think that'd be better. Just let me cuss.
Do you think that'll make me better though?
If you just let me cuss, yeah.
All right. If you think that'll improve me, I will take your word into consideration. You know what I mean? It's all about love, y'all. Like, it's called criticism. It's called whatever, judgment, call whatever. It's not about judging. It's about, I think you could be better than where you are now.
You should let me talk, like, like bitches and hoes, anything like that. You should just let it go.
All right, move forward. Maybe. I honor and I respect what you just said. Moving forward, say whatever you want to.
I got burned.
You got burned by who? You got burned. You got burned.
I got burned with water.
Why are you looking up though? All right, what's up there?
Drop of water hit me and I started burning. I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about the Bible on this show.
You got a leak?
Nah, I think holy water hit me and I started burning. So anyway, let's dive in.
You better start getting on that yacht, homie.
Let's talk about your guy, IR5, Injured Reserve 5. Used to be AR-15, IR-5. Well, he's horrible. But let's talk about him because we're not supposed to judge him.
You already called him horrible. It's too late.
No, it's fact.
You can't go back. You can't go back.
You can't go back. Facts, he's horrible. Facts, he's horrible.
Can't go back, homie.
I'm not going back. Facts, he's horrible.
What really is a fact and what's really an opinion? I asked this question on Instagram a couple weeks ago. I said, can somebody really be ugly? Like, can somebody actually factually be ugly? And I don't think they can. Factually, I don't think so. Not factually. Because it's literally subjective. There's no actual fact that makes somebody like.
Listen, I'm not a genius, but I do know the difference. From what I understand, growing up, and I had to look this up because I used to look up a lot of definitions for my players to understand when I was coaching them. It was good to bring information that they could use later in life, I thought, in meetings. But a fact, I thought, was something or a piece of information that is true that can be proven. Isn't that the definition of fact? I don't know. I could be wrong. But I think it's something that means
it's proven. Like, we can know for a fact.
It's true and it can be proven. So everything you've said on this show to date, for the last year, has been total false. You've been liar. You've been lying on this show. Every single thing. So that's why going forward, we need to start over now and make sure when you say fact, homie, it can be proven. Because everything you and Nat have said for the most part, when you say it's fact, it's actually a lie. You're lying because it hasn't been a fact at all. So let's go with that for the show's sake. Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. Our definition will be it can be proven. That'll be our fact going forward. I don't know if is that cool with you?
That's cool with me. So it's kind of similar to like earlier when you said Payne Hill is drowned. Like, would that be like a example of an opinion or just wrong information?
No, that's an exaggeration. Good banter for the show. I didn't say it was fact.
Okay.
Remember, when you put fact on it.
Anytime I've put fact on someone on this show, it was a fact. I don't use it loosely.
No, it wasn't. That's a lie. Again, that's another lie. Bailey, fact or cap? When Smitty says fact, is it fact?
I don't use it a lot. I use it once a week, twice a week.
That's cap. But it's cap.
I use it, it's real, homie.
But it's cap. Now,
Smitty. I mean, Smitty, when you use it, it's a lot of the times you use it to argue an opinion of yours. So by definition, that would make it cap, wouldn't it?
No, but within my opinion, I'm using a fact to base my opinion. So, for example, if I say I think Lamar Jackson is the best quarterback, that's an opinion. But if I say Lamar Jackson is the 2-time MVP, that's a fact. That's helping my opinion, young man.
That doesn't make Lamar Jackson the best quarterback, though. And you know how you are, Smitty. You would take that fact and be like, all right, Lamar Jackson's the best quarterback in the NFL, and then you use the MVP to your argument. But you would never just say, Lamar won 2 MVPs. That's a fact. No shit, he won 2 MVPs. You wouldn't just say that. That's
my
a fact.
Point is, I say my opinion, then I, with my opinion, you have to give hella facts to back your opinion. I don't understand what we're missing out on right here. And I don't use the word fact a lot on this show. It's overblown. Y'all can't give me one pure example of a time I used fact and it was wrong. Y'all can't.
You said fact.
Y'all over this one year right now. You got fucking.
I know when.
And Mini JB and Big JB. And y'all just.
I know when.
Agree. You don't know. You don't know.
You said fact. AR5 will be legit this year. You said fact. AR5 is going to be legit this year. Now that's a lie. You lied on the show. You lied. I will find it. I'll find it today. That's what I'll do all day. I'll do that all day long. I'll find that clip.
I know I didn't say that.
I'll find that clip. I'm going to find that clip.
You don't listen. You got 2 ears for a reason, homies. Use them.
By the way, we've defined fact because we have a fact or cap segment that Bailey jumps on and says fact or cap. So we have that. We know what fact will be going forward, right? It's something we can prove. So that's we're saying it today on the 2nd of January, 2025. Now, what is going to be our opinion going forward on this show? Because I think the definition is something like not based on a fact or any knowledge. That's what I think. Because what a fact is hella is not a word. Fact. You say it all the time. Hella is not a word. You just said hella facts.
It's in the Urban Dictionary.
No, it's not.
It is.
There's no such thing as Urban
Dictionary. Like the Internet Urban Dictionary. Is that what
There's an Urban Dictionary, and we use
no Urban Dictionary.
In certain lingo.
Urban Dictionary is an urban legend. Urban legend. No such thing.
Who in this chat want to be my mini-me? Is it Keith? I'm going to find me. I need a mini-me that can just be in the background, and whenever I call for you, you just come on here and just agree with me. Everything I say.
Well, first of all, again, I want to be clear on this show because we're a grammatically correct show. There's other things out there called oxymorons.
Yep.
And Smitty just took and said a horrible oxymoronic take. He asked, who wants to be my mini-me? Is it Keith? Keith weighs 487 fucking pounds. How is he anybody's mini-me? So first of all, how the fuck can Keith, whose titties are as big as Bailey's head, be a mini-me to any human being? So first of all, that's called an oxymoron. You can't have both and say, oh, Keith, you're going to be my mini-me? Keith weighs 487 fucking pounds. Keith is bigger. Keith would have collapsed that dinosaur we watched earlier walking through the mall. So let's be clear. Keith's nobody's mini-me. Second of all, it would have to be somebody like G Wizzy or one of these.
There we go.
Nobody. Yeah.
I elect G Wizzy to be my mini-me. You will come on the show and you will agree with everything I say no matter what.
If I let him. If I don't block him.
Bailey. You know what I mean?
If I don't block him. If I don't block him.
Dr. Evil to mini-me. That's what it is. G Wizzy is
if I don't block him.
If
I don't block him. If I don't block him.
You can't block him. If you block him, I'm blocking Bailey.
How you block Bailey?
I know all the passwords and shit.
Wait, well, you hacked it then.
I'm the one that hacked it in the first place.
I figured you, the Nigerians, and the
Colorado Buff homies.
I know.
That's information over text. You remember the dude that you was arguing with months ago, and we hopped on his Twitter? I gave it to him. He passed it to his people. They did that. And that's what they broke me off a little woo from the money, from the account. And now we back. But if you keep talking, y'all keep colluding, y'all keep saying shit I don't like, I'm gonna give it back to him.
The Nigerians hacked me. Clear. That's who it was. So that's where we're gonna go with.
Shout out my brother FA and Toyo.
FA and them got me. Let's dive into this topic though. AR5 is actually the topic, and Smitty, I just gonna be honest. Apparently, he couldn't even stand up last week due to a severe back spasms. Then he's got chronic problems, Smitty. Let's just keep it funky. If he has problems since the 8th grade, which are the reports out there, that he had an MRI that revealed a disc thing. I don't know what a disc thing is. I never heard of it. Sounds like
it's a new shit. It's
BPS. It's BPS. I would love Dr. Morse to come on here Tuesday and be like, hey, if I got a disc thing, he's out. But first of all, that's not how we talk on the Realest Show. We're a grammatically correct show now. I'm going to slow down on cussing, and we're going to get to actual facts that can be proven versus opinions that can't be. So that's what we're going to do going forward. We're going to be the Realest Show empire. So that's what we're doing.
He has a bulging disc in this L4, L5. That's it.
There you go. Now we're sounding like a real show, not a disc thing. That's a disc thing. We're not going to say disc thing. We're not going to do it. So apparently he has bad issues with his back, and they're chronic. And Smitty, I think you need to take a fork and stick it right in his back. Because stick a fork in him. He is done. Unfortunately, I wish no demise on any kids playing football. Let's be clear. But we got to start talking facts here. And this is not a fact because I'm going to go by the rule. Can't be proven yet.
Yep.
My opinion is that AR5 is done as we know it. I think he never really got started, unfortunately. And he wasn't good enough to begin with at the quarterback position. But I hate to see this because we've argued this on the show that we've disserviced black quarterbacks in this league. I'm the first one to say it. I think we disservice them as mentors, as coaching them as youth and from the youth level on. And I think AR5 is the one of those examples. I think we failed a freak of nature athletically, maybe more gifted than Lamar Jackson and Michael Vick, according to a good friend of mine who coached AR5 and Lamar Jackson, who recruited both of them himself. He said AR5 is a better athlete, dog. And I'm like, that's come from a guy that recruited them and coached them both. So I don't know if there's a more reliable source, Smitty, in the world than the guy that recruited both of them and coached both of them. He said he's a better athlete than Lamar Jackson. And we'll never get to see it, unfortunately. And that's a shame and a travesty. And that is just the fact. That's fact. It's a shame and a travesty that we won't get to see a kid that he's that talented.
Facts for clarity.
It's a shame.
It's a shame. It's a fact. Huh.
It's a fact. It's a shame. It's my fact for sure because it's a shame.
See, hold on. Let's wheel it back in. It
No,
can't be.
It's a fact. It's a shame for me.
Fact. It's just
I can define my fact. Though my fact is
if it's your fact, now it's an opinion. If it's your fact, it's an opinion. A fact is just everybody's fact. It's just what it is.
Well, it's a shame for everybody. It's a shame for everybody. I think everybody will want to see the
maybe
best
I don't think it's a shame, or maybe Isaiah Place don't think it's a shame. Maybe Ron don't give a fuck. Maybe Gene don't give a fuck.
Jim Slade wants to know how he was let down by coaches. I've already had this whole show. So Jim Slade, respectively, shut the fuck up. Go watch the show. I'm not gonna.
It's time to figure out what Minnesota's going to do at the end of this year. And
who?
If Minnesota lets up Darnold, I think coach got to go all in and give Sam Darnold 50 M's. Make him our next franchise quarterback moving forward. Yeah,
I have a funny feeling. Can I give you a little insight on something I was told?
Yeah, tell me the facts. Yep.
Fact, I was told this.
Okay.
Will it be a fact? I don't know. The fact of the matter is I was told this by a person that knows something about it that coaches in the NFL. He thinks Kirk Cousins will be the Colts quarterback next year.
I don't want Kirk.
It doesn't matter what you want. Fact of the matter is he might be the Colts quarterback next year. They don't care what Darnell Smith thinks.
Well, I can make a few calls, though.
They don't even care what Pat McAfee thinks. Do you think they care about Darnell Smith?
I can make a few calls, yeah. I can make a few calls. They care about what McAfee say for sure. It's just they're probably a little frustrated because he's being too honest for them.
Let's be fair. We're hopping all over the place right now. We're talking AR5 for the audio listeners about what's happening with him. He's got a bulging disc or some sort of disc thing. That's what they call it. He's got a disc thing. Hey, homie, I got a disc thing. I'll be out for a while. Take a listen.
Can you explain what the injury is and I guess when it happened or how it happened?
Just dealing with my back, just lower back stuff. Last week was tough. I couldn't even stand up on Tuesday. Could barely even walk, crawling around the house. But, I'm here. I'm standing now. If I could do everything in my power to get on the field, I'm gonna do so. That was my mindset last week as well. But, I could barely move. So,
Anthony, have you ever dealt with spasms before?
Oh, yeah, I have. I've been dealing with stuff like this in about 8th grade, but it's never been this severe. It was definitely a little scary last year. I mean, not last week, not being able to move, but like I said, I'm standing up now, and I'm looking forward to playing this week if I can.
Do you know what causes them? Has that been something they looked into?
I got an MRI. They checked it out. It says it's a disc thing that's been there for a while, but I guess it got triggered the wrong way last week, and it did what it did.
Yeah, you said you've been dealing with these back injuries for years, or back issues for years. Is it something chronic? Is it kind of going away on its own? Like, how do you view just your back?
I never viewed it as a problem. I just thought it was more so just muscle tightness from just working out and running a lot. But it might be chronic, but there's plenty of ways to prevent it, going on in the future. And now that I know that what it is, I can find certain ways to stay at a certain position, just make sure I'm healthy 100%.
They talk to you about potentially.
You got a disc thing, homie. Listen, nobody knows what a disc thing is. All I know is it seems like he's got a chronic issue. Chronic means you get it when you're young, you have it, and you've got it from your mom or your dad or your dad. It's chronic. It's a genetic, unfortunate mishap. I have chronic back pain my whole life since I was a little kid, 11 years old. People were like, damn, 11 years old, you got a bad back? My dad had a horrible back. My mom has spinal tap fusion, which is the worst back surgery you could possibly have. So basically, an iron rod replaces your spine. You can't bend, you can't move, you can't walk as much as you want to. So I have a chronic back issue, but, it is what it is. He has a chronic back issue, it sounds like. 8th grade, Smitty. You're muted. 8th grade.
Sounds soft to me.
There you go. 8th grade. So he saw?
Nah, you sound soft. Tomorrow you complain and whine about having a chronic back issue. You sound soft.
No, I never complained one time. I just said I have chronic back. I know what it is. So he sounds like he's had it since 8th grade. Means it's gonna be tough. Sucks for the kid, man. Really does. I don't think he's going to. We'll never see his full potential, and I don't believe we were gonna see it anyway. I just don't think he's really sustainable at a quarterback position, but he's a freaking nature, man. I would love to see him play.
His highs are high, and it just makes you be like, damn, like what if, what if he really learned the game and really understood it. And listen, I'm not saying it's over.
Great segue. Back to the guy in the chat, whatever his name was, Jim Slade or whatever. That's why. You mentioned it, full potential in the NFL. I would love to see him reach it. You can't. You got to be coached up and taught that in junior high, high school, middle school, and college. This is why coaches have failed the black quarterback. Jim Slade.
Let me be devil's advocate, though. What if he just becomes like a long-time backup for like next 5-6 years, and he's just working and getting better? He's not going to be a starter. He's just literally working at fundamentals. You don't think that maybe like down the road, Geno Smith
can't, dog.
He get an opportunity and like, damn, okay, like he's good now.
You can't.
I just think he needs years of development. Like he's just not he's not the guy who's going to change franchise right now.
I'm
not saying he'll never be good because he does have all the talent in the world. I just don't think right now it's fair to put him in a position to change the franchise.
It never was though, Smitty. He wasn't even a 50% completion percentage guy in college. That's again why we failed them. Why we failed him.
We don't use AR5 because I know your overall take. We talked about it on the show before, but I don't think AR5 is the best example to use to define like just black quarterback. Like we just
he's not. But no, it can go all the way down the line to my quarterback eye. I'm looking at development, and I know what I want to teach and coach. and I know what's being taught and coached, and this ain't it. And that's not just AR5. I said black quarterback. I didn't just say AR5. I said AR5 is one of the reasons why. I'm saying that he was never a first-round product on the football field in college, ever.
Yeah, for sure.
My point is we're drafting guys that aren't developed, are very, very underdeveloped from mental to physical and understanding the game in complete totality. We're not developing them. And then he gets thrown in the league, and then we bashed him on ESPN and social media because he's not very good and he's a horrible guy. No, homie, he never was developed. He never had a shot. You threw him to the wolves. And that's what people don't want to talk about. They don't want to break down. We cannot expect him now to become what he was never in college. Right, it doesn't even make sense. You got to go against Miles fucking Garrett now.
Right.
Not a fucking white walk-on at Boise State. Like, he's not going to get better in that aspect. The only reason I'm saying this, only reason I'm animated about this, because I fucking have done it and coached over 25 black quarterbacks in college and high school. The reason I'm animated about it is, can he be a backup for 5 or 6 years is your question. Yeah. And here's the reason why you cannot be a backup for 5 or 6 years and get better. If you're the backup,
scout team,
your whole job is to learn the game plan for that game and opponent, not to work on my personal fundamentals with an off-the-field football coach who can get my fundamentals right as a backup to Kirk Cousins in Michael Penix's case. He has to learn the game plan because he may be going in the game. Now, if you were to say third-string guy, I would have a little more, maybe. Backup is all day, every day, the same time should go in, if not more time, as a guy is ready to play the game. I got to go in a fucking New York minute. If Aaron Rodgers goes down, the Mormon Milf Hunter hasn't been not at practice all week doing fucking quarterback cone drills. He's worried about the Buffalo Bills.
Right.
So that's the only reason I wanted to bring that up from the coaching aspect that people won't understand, because you can't develop. That's why Lamar, if you look at it, Lamar is having the greatest year in his career, in my opinion, this year.
He is.
But fundamentally, Lamar has not gotten better. He's gotten worse. If I'm just telling you fundamentally.
Right, sure.
That doesn't mean
like by the book, sure. But this is my bigger point of there's multiple ways to skin a cat, though. That's what you always disagree. And I'm like,
he takes every rep.
Aren't going to play the same way. Y'all didn't have their ability, and they didn't have maybe y'all ability or whatever the case may be. So like the same thing is being done differently is what I'm saying. He's still accurate touchdown passes, but he's not carrying the windshield and doing like
Here's my point though. Lamar gets better through attrition, through osmosis. He's touching it every day. Not only is he a 90% snap taker in practice every day all year long, he's 100% snap taker in the game. His experience over time is just continuing to grow.
Yeah.
His mechanics, though, have not gotten better because you don't have the time in the offseason to break down his mechanics from his platform to his delivery. Where's the ball? Ball out here, dropping the elbow. Lamar's gotten worse throughout his career in that regard. He don't have the time. You cannot stop and change your quarterback mechanics in the offseason and then come back to camp as another guy when you're year 6, 7, 8. Right. And it just can't happen. As a backup in the NFL now, I'm worried about getting the game plan down. I can't go and get better in my deficiencies. And AR5's number one deficiency is I don't understand the game in all aspects, from the protection to the coverage to the hot, who's not, side adjust, re-ID the mic, spin the protection. He doesn't have any of that.
You can grow in that, though. That's mental. You can get better at that.
Yeah, but he can't do that right now when he's worried about 100% game plan for the Cleveland Browns.
Put him as the backup for a while.
Yeah, my point. That's my point. He can't get better through that.
Like just make him not
you can't. What I'm trying to say. No, what I'm saying is you're not learning the game on a week-to-week basis as a backup. You're learning the scouting report for the opponent next. You're not learning the game. You're learning You're learning Myles Garrett, number whatever number he is. This is his strength. You're learning the left corner is a horrible backpedaler. So we double move this guy. Boom, we got him. You're learning that the outside backer is hurt for the fucking Browns this week, and it's a backup. We're going to take – that's the duck this week against RPO double slant off of inside zone. Let's pick on the outside backer who's the backup this week. This is what AR is doing as the backup. Not, oh, man, that's our protection. That's who's hot. He don't have the time, homie. You're learning specific game plan shit. Not overall football. That should have been done in fucking high school and college. That's my point. No one understands that in the chat. I mean, I'm taking a shot. I'm saying a lot of you don't understand that part of it. You can't go to the NFL and get better at your craft. You're trying to keep up at your craft so you don't get cut, Smitty. You don't get better in the NFL. You get worse in the NFL. Because of competition.
Some good points. Let me ask you this, then. I think it kind of connects. You're a big advocate in rookies coming in and not playing immediately and sitting behind a veteran quarterback, a la Jordan Love. We saw Aaron Rodgers sit behind Brett, and then we saw Jordan Love sit behind Aaron Rodgers, and we see the benefits on the field of how it played out. Even to a certain degree, we saw Mahomes, we saw Lamar Jackson start immediately. We saw even Michael Penix now didn't start immediately, sat down behind a veteran, and you believe that helps them out. But on the same side, you're saying you can't get better though in the NFL. You either already got it or you don't. I guess clear that piece up for me then. Like,
wait, say it again about Michael Penix. Say it again.
You've had the take that you believe rookie, like you're not big on about rookies starting immediately. You've made that multiple times. You made that very clear because you think having them sit behind a veteran quarterback helps them improve. You made that take on this show. But now you're also saying that you don't think that quarterbacks can really get better in the NFL. You have to already do that within college. So I'm asking, could you clear that piece up? Because that's the only part where I'm a little – I hear everything you just said, but I'm a little confused on that piece. It's like you're basically saying if you ain't got it by college, then you ain't going to have it, and it is what it is. And the only thing that you can get better at, per se, is just learning your new offense and learning plays. And then at that point, either you got it or you don't.
Here's the thing. A backup, and everyone that we've discussed, even Mahomes underneath Alex Smith for 1 year, Mahomes was much more developed. When he got to the NFL, Andy Reid knew he needed to. He played a lot more snaps, Smitty.
Yeah,
than
but
AR5.
All right, but he wasn't.
Bo Nix played a lot more snaps. No. I'm talking about, but experience and hands-on experience is a huge thing in this game. Reps matter. Coach Mazzoni will tell you when he evaluates quarterback. Reps is what matters. These guys, Jordan Love at Utah State, by the way, had been in college for quite a while, got to back up Aaron Rodgers and learn the system knowing that I'm not a guy that's going to come right in and have to start and play. I'm going to, through osmosis, which is a word I use all the time on this show, to your point, I'm going to learn and see what the game is about. But I'm also learning the scouting report, but I also have played a lot of games. There's not too many guys you just can, to your point, we're just bringing in these guys that have barely played an AR5 situation. Caleb Williams played at least 3 years. Throw him into the wolves on a rookie, on a bad organization as a rookie. Right. And then we're sitting there saying, well, Michael Penix should play now. Michael Penix is 25, 26 years old. Mm-hmm. He played a lot of college football. Michael Penix now has watched Kirk Cousins, another veteran, wily veteran, for how long now? For a year, basically a year. Yep. Now started the last 2 games. So basically through 13 weeks, he's got to watch Kirk Cousins. So now he's getting some reps. So now going into the next season, similar to what Mahomes did in Kansas City, now he'll go into the next season as a starter, in my opinion. I don't think that these guys, if Jordan Love was thrown in at Green Bay to start as a rookie, I'd be talking about him like I would be talking about AR5. But Jordan Love played many more games in college and to me was more suitable for the NFL because he knew where the hots were, knew where the knots were. He understood protection, and he knew when to get rid of the football. AR5 doesn't like it. He tucks it and he turns into instant athlete, which he has been gifted by the gods. And that's the curse and the gift when you're such a freak athlete and athletic that I can now tuck it and run, and nobody can catch me. In the NFL, though, they're also gifted by the gods, and they can catch you. And that's the problem. You'll never get better when you're against the best competition. You get better against equal or lesser competition with reps. You don't get better against better competition with minimal reps. It just doesn't make sense. 10,000 hours is what it takes to be professional at something and proficient. He doesn't have 10,000 hours, dog. He doesn't have it anymore. You're in also, Smitty, remember, we're in a result-based business. So he has to win now. You're from Naptown. You know the big. Everybody out here, you're either the GOAT or the hero at quarterback.
Yeah, it's a fact.
So he's now taking heat. He's taking much heat now because he's not winning. He hasn't even learned the position, and you want him to win right now in a must-win now business where there's millions and billions of dollars being thrown around. You can't get better at your craft when you have to beat each opponent each week. So I'm just saying, it just doesn't work. It doesn't mesh. I've never seen it. So in 48 years, I've yet to see a guy just get better against better competition when he hasn't even played or got developed prior. That's just where I'm looking. That's how I look at it. So I'm like, man, I don't see how he's going to get better. And unfortunately, it's only going to be worse, in my opinion, professional opinion, which it is. I would say it's going to get worse before it ever gets better. And then at that time, Smitty, he's a throwaway. He's Baker Mayfield, 15, 6 years. Now we're what is he? Sam Darnold. Is it gonna take him 5-6 years to be behind 5 other guys before he becomes a guy that we're like, oh?
But that's my bigger point, because that's what my earlier question, like, maybe so. And it might sound crazy now, but let's say 6 years, he's the backup, third string, whatever. 5-6 years, he's hopping around, but fucking somebody gets hurt. In year 6, he gets a 1-year veteran minimum deal, and now he has all this experience of playing, being hurt, coming back, learning the roles, and now he go out there and have a good year. Like, my thing is, he has freakish talent. So if he could just learn like some of the basics, I think he could be all right.
Here's the problem with that.
And I don't have time to wait for that.
Here's the problem with that thought process, though. AR5 has already crippled his asset, meaning he's a crippled asset, meaning A, I got an injury that we don't know about.
The back thing.
B, his performance has been horrific when he has played. So now, why would I continue to throw him around the league? Baker Mayfield has a very, very strong arm, probably top 7-8 arm in the league. Always has had that. I've always said he's got a hell of an arm, but that doesn't mean he's great. Jared Goff, same way. Can he do the damn thing when it matters? Is he a deer in headlights when the lights shine bright? AR5 won't get to that point. That's the problem.
Here's the defense. I know you don't watch the coach all the time, like as much as I do. It hasn't all been bad. Like he's had a handful of some good games. He had a game-winning drive a couple weeks ago. Like it hasn't just all just 100% just been crazy. Like he's had some good games, some good moments where he's handled the scheme well, and then he went out there and performed. And he's the reason we won. I don't want to.
Here's the thing, though, that's the Colts. That's the Colts who drafted him.
Right.
They have to try. They have to try this out. They have to, or they're a fucking. Then their GM, who I criticized yesterday, Chris Ballard's gonna. Oh shit! I'm on the chopping block here. If it don't work, I gotta try it. My point to that is, these other GMs in the NFL are saying, Chris Ballard about to get fired. I ain't fucking with AR5. That's my whole point. He hasn't been good enough at all. You can say he's had. Not all been bad. Not all been bad is also a word to say he's not good. Sorry. It's not all bad, Smitty. It's not all bad. Well, that's not good.
Oh, he definitely he's not good. We know that. Like, that ain't even an argument.
Here's the thing.
I'm just saying he showed some flashes at times that makes you be like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah. Flashes though. Flashes are, fuck.
Other coaches and teams will be like, man, if I got my hands on him, I don't know. Coaches are cocky. Coaches feel like
Joe Flacco showed flashes. Yeah, I mean, Tony Banks show flashes. That I mean, he's not a sustainable guy, though. Here's the thing.
O'Connell talking to AR5 a few weeks ago and was showing him love.
Yeah. He's a freak. You got to show him love. He's a freak of nature. We all respect.
Other teams
we all respect
I
the
disagree
freak.
with that. Other teams will take him for sure.
Yeah, not for sure. Not for sure. For sure, when you say for sure, it's almost like you say fact.
You didn't say fact. No, we made a rule on for sure. So you're telling me if the coach got rid of him this offseason, you think the other 30 teams or whatever, 31 teams would just like, nah, we don't want him. Come on, JB. You've been around too long.
I would think that the serious conversation needs to be had, and I know it's going to be a troll take, and everybody's going to think I'm trolling. And our guy Tank Johnson has also said the same thing to us privately. If another team takes him, I think they're only looking at him as an athlete, dog. The Cordell slash package. Cordell Stewart was at his best during the slash era when he was with the Steelers, in my opinion. I think Steve Kim said the same thing. Cordell, when he was slash, it was kind of pre-Wildcat.
Okay, gotcha.
Kind of pre-Wildcat. When he came in and was the slash, what do they call him? Slash Stewart or I don't know. They're going to use him as a Taysom Hill. Callie came in with the Fox. They're going to use him as a Taysom Hill, Cordell Stewart. They're going to use him as that package, and that'd be the only reason he hangs around the league for a few more years. Only positive. Here's the thing I'm going to say, and I'm just being real on the show that no one else is real like us. The only positive I can see AR5 sticking around for is because the worst quarterback in the first round selection in the recent history is still around. And that's Trey Lance. So Trey Lance is still sticking around the league. That is probably anyone out there that's an AR5 defender or fan of, you have at least that positive, optimistic, fun fact. Trey Lance is hanging around the league for some ungodly known reason, but he's out there. And that would give hope to all the AR5 sexuals out there thinking he still can play in the league. You got hope. Wishing one hand, shit in the other one. See what fills up.
Daniel Jones got picked up by the Vikings too as like a third string guy too. So I mean, those type of players, those names.
You want a playoff game though?
Give me hope. Give me hope. Saquon when I play game, it give me hope. You know.
Daniel Jones is still Danny Dimes. He's really good.
And the Richardson's kind of similar to Danny Dimes. Honestly, they're kind of neck and neck. But yeah, we'll see, man. Hell of a show though, JB, man. Good job, man. You did a good job.
The only problem, Smitty, with the AR5 take is, he has an injury, Smitty, and Danny Jones has had a few as well, but they signed him though. See, AR5 hasn't been signed; he's on a rookie deal. And the issue is, and this is just serious thinking. The issue is he's going to be a Chico stick string cheese away from being let go, just like Justin Field, just like Ritter, just like fucking Small Hand Pickett, just like all these guys. That's the problem. He's on a rookie deal that is not going to allow him to continue, and that's just my honest take. That's the problem here with that situation. So. Danny Dimes got signed. Why he got signed that money? And I'm a Danny Dimes defender. I have no idea. There's no way in the world I'm paying Danny Dimes that money. But I've said that before. I also defend him in saying put him on a serious contender. But that is what it is. We're seeing that with Sam Darnold this year. We will see it with Danny Dimes again soon too, when he gets traded and plays somewhere.
Anthony Richardson on the Eagles behind Jalen Hurts. Learn that system.
They're worse.
He'll be all right.
They'd be fucking horrible.
I'll say as a backup, not starting over Jalen. I'll say as a backup. Just let him, like, you know what I'm saying? Got backup.
Yeah.
So we'll see, man. We'll see.
Shout out to the Georgia teacher. I sent Bailey the clip. Who was arrested for slapping a motherfucker.
Okay. We're going to end the show that way, huh? Okay. Let's see it. Teacher slapping students, huh? Was it a student? Covering your mouth.
Can we please show the clip and let this man tell the story real quick to end the show?
Hey, yo, a Georgia school teacher was arrested for slapping a 5th grader.
Oh.
In response to the 5th grader, little boy, calling her Mr. Lady. The school teacher's mugshot is now available. And a lot of people are looking at this mugshot and wondering just what the heck led this teacher to slap a 5th grader who called her Mr. Lady. Now, I'm not going to be the one to make any assumptions about this entire case at all. From a journalistic perspective, I'm certainly going to display the school teacher's mugshot. And you'll have to take it from there.
See you tomorrow, homie. Free Game Friday. Peace.